top five, top five, top five.
Yeah, girl, you ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top five, her. Yeah, set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
One job.
I know. Just like my rain boots with holes in them. I'm like, you have one fucking job. Yeah.
My boots have. I got brand new boots not too long ago. Not even one winter. There's a huge crack in the boot.
Sucks, bro.
One job.
Sorel boots.
That sucks.
Stephanie, okay, we got Sorel's last year, and hers lasted a year, fell the fuck apart. In mine, we walked through snow for like an hour the other day and still not a drop, but hers went out after a year. Both Sorel's.
What a bad
conspiracy.
brand.
Right? Because it's a good brand.
No, what a bad brand.
Yeah, honestly, I'm starting to think. Like
it's like 50-50.
Worst brands of 2017.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
My champagne birthday is coming up.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty big deal.
When's your birthday?
Wednesday.
This
Oh,
Wednesday?
shit.
Yeah.
28.
28th on the 28th.
So and the 28th is the
I'm
champagne
gonna put that in my little calendar here.
or anniversary.
That's what?
Like like weddings, they have like the paper anniversary and the card and you know, is it one of those? Why is it called the champagne birthday?
Oh, okay. I'm turning 28th on the 28th.
Have you really never heard that, Leslie?
No.
Yeah.
it's a thing.
Like mine
It's a
was
thing.
this year. I just turned
Yeah, yeah.
27.
Oh, okay. Mine's long gone.
Imagine, champagne birthday when you're 1 year old. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a
Because it's your
rip-off.
parents who are going to be celebrating that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
But
they get
for-
everything already. So like,
Unless the baby
yeah.
gets a fake ID and then you can like weasel its way in.
like Boss Baby.
Yeah,
Boss
like-
Baby would do that.
Boss baby would do that.
Stop bringing up Boss Baby. Are you
Yeah, because it might-
nominating
I
Boss
haven't even
Baby?
seen this movie, but I want to. I don't know what's wrong with me.
No.
It was nominated.
Oh,
Like,
God. Oh,
That's all
God.
I'm going to talk about tonight.
Oh.
Boss Baby.
Boss Baby.
Was it?
A baby for a boss. It's absurd.
Wasn't it? Who was it who was like? We went and saw Baby Driver.
That was me.
And you thought
That
it was Boss
me.
Baby.
That was me.
Yeah, imagine walking out and be like, there was no babies.
Not a single baby in there,
Not a
Leslie.
baby.
That
I was going to say, like, he wasn't really the boss. He was more the wheelman.
Let's talk about movies. Let's get into it, shall we? Yeah? You all ready?
Shall.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ranked Top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter. We did it. It's been a year. It's been a whole year of
Been a
Pod
year.
Cavern magic.
Been a year.
26, 27 episodes. I don't even know, but our very first episode ever was the top 5 movies of 2016. And now we're going to top 5 movies of 2017. Spoilers. And with me today, we have movie experts. Would you say you're all movie experts? Ish?
No.
No?
No.
Great. I grabbed the wrong people for this podcast, clearly. To my far, far, far left, but really right beside me, is Taylor Fleming. He's back.
What up?
You don't consider...
I was actually invited to this one. I was supposed to be on this one.
That's right. We've been planning this for a long time, actually.
Tuong has ceased to tell me which movies he's watched for the past 2 months. He's like, save it for the cast.
Save it for the cast. It's hashtag save it for the cast. Why talk about anything unless you save it for the cast? All this juicy banter we'll have tonight.
I mean, there's a lot of tension here.
There is. Taylor, can you guess who's to your right?
Yes. Well, was I to the left?
You're to my right, but you know you're far left because you're in BC.
It's Sarah, I believe.
Sarah Finn.
That's me. Yeah.
Oh my God. What an adventure we had today just to get you on the podcast. I don't
But
even
we made it. We
Here's the
made
fun
it.
part. I don't know if Sarah knows what we're talking about tonight. We're like top 5 movies of 2017. She's like, I thought we were just doing Oscar picks.
You said that. I swear. I swear.
Nope. I said this podcast is for the Oscars. A little teaser, you know, because we might nominate that. It's okay. You're gonna do great.
I'm going to talk about whatever I'm going to talk about.
You've seen a lot of movies.
Well, I've seen movies of sorts.
You
Some of them this year.
Here's the rule: is you have to nominate like from 2017. It has to be from 2017.
Song, we're going to see what's going to happen
Okay,
tonight. Okay,
okay.
free flow. Yeah, that's all.
Sarah,
It's Monday morning. We're going to make this happen.
actually, it's Sunday night.
It's Sunday night. It's going
we're
into
recording.
Monday morning.
Sarah, who is this guest beside you?
This guest beside
Yes.
me is the one and only Leslie Cserepy. Here we go.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Rank me out to the ball game.
No.
Rank me out for the crowd. Buy me some rank nuts and ranker jacks. I don't rank if I ever rank back because it's rank for the rank.
Don't give him this, Sarah.
Take
Don't
the
give
photo
him.
of
They
I
don't
know.
rank, it's a shame because it's rank. You're out at the old podcast ranked nation.
Oh my god.
So excited to be here. Tongue. Oh, it's still going. Stop it.
Leslie.
I hired an organist. Stop it.
Hey, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Your job is done.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Leslie Cserepy's in the house.
So happy to be here for top 5 baseball guys.
Top 5 people to hire for your musical intro.
That's right.
Well, you're
so
here.
happy to be here.
Great. I'd like to emphasize how much I appreciate how much work you put into your intros.
I put a lot of
He
work
put-
in.
I know you
I
do.
can only imagine how long
Me
it
to
took to write
shame.
those lyrics.
That was the biggest part, where it's like, what did Da Vinci start with,
And you don't want to eclipse the original, right, Leslie?
I was just Sarah
right.
almost had a spit take. It's pretty great.
Yeah, you don't want to do better than Da Vinci.
Yeah, because it's ranks you're out at the old.
Oh God.
That's where.
That's right, folks.
that's
It's going
when I
to be
was
one
on
of
a
those
roll.
podcasts
I
tonight.
was
Just
on
for
a roll.
context, this is our very first late night podcast. We'll see how this goes.
I don't throw around the term wordsmith casually. But
Yes.
Leslie,
Thank you.
you earned it.
But you are a wordsmith. Very
you.
practical superpower. So, yeah, today we're talking about the top 5 movies of 2017. Oscars are coming up. Lots of awards for everyone. What a year for movies, I think. Does anyone want to speak to that? What is your general feel about this year in movies?
Movies definitely came out this year.
Movies
Yes,
definitely came
yes.
out.
It came out in
Several
theaters.
of them.
Yeah.
Some of them
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah, some.
But how did you feel about it? I
I thought it was a good year for movies.
I didn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually I found a really good year for indies. Blockbusters. man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. When the Oscar nominations came out, I was kind of bummed looking at it at first because I didn't see a lot of them. But and I was thinking earlier this week that I was like, man, this year for movies hasn't been really great, I thought. But then I started writing my list, and it turns out there was a lot of movies that I liked. So
Yeah.
there
yeah.
you go.
Also, you watched most of them in the past week. So
Yeah,
that kind of-
you know what? I blame anime. I was on a Dragon Ball train for a long while, and that prevented me from watching.
And he's clean now.
I'm clean.
and he's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Still have to
I
go
know.
in.
It's one step at a time.
Yeah.
Tongue, what are those? Are those DVDs?
Are those anime
gave you those?
DVDs?
You hiding those from me, young man?
But yeah, and
No champagne birthday for you.
not only has there been a lot of movies that came out this year, I think it's been a huge year for, just women directors and like this whole movement that's come about as well. I think it's a pretty big year in that fact for sure. And I can see a lot of change happening as years go on.
Oh, the whole landscape has changed, and it's pretty fucking great.
It's kind of
Let's
cool.
hope.
It's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Definitely some people that I used to like look up to, and now I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But that's okay, because movies came out, and movies are still good.
And movies, movies will always be there.
Yes, that's right. Let's come up with some ground rules, shall we?
Great.
Of what we're talking about today. Like I said before, these movies had to have come out in 2017, if that wasn't clear already.
And they have to be nominated for an Oscar, right?
No, no. Because you know what? I feel like the Oscars miss a lot of good movies.
No, you're entirely correct.
My
Yeah,
favorite movie of last year was Hunt for the Wilder People. Wasn't even mentioned
That was such a good movie.
last.
Pop.
Yeah, that was such
Yeah.
a great movie.
Tupac. It's not this famous rapper, but also my best friend.
What other ground rules do we
On
want to
Sarah
make?
Connor.
So, like, when we're choosing our picks, are we like we talked about this a little bit earlier, but do we pick like what are we? Is this the list of the best movies? What is widely considered the best, or can we throw our favorites in there?
What do you? I think
I
when you're
think
talking
it's the best right?
Oh, okay.
That's how
interesting
you described it to me.
Well, when I talk about the best movies of 2017, I think about our favorite movies of 2017.
Me too.
See,
And
I
whether
don't.
and well,
Because there are some of that I enjoyed more, but I'm like, that's definitely not the best.
well, I think it's the opinion of the table. That's what matters to me.
Right. If people
Fair.
are on board, they're on board.
Yeah, if they're on board, if you're nominating something completely left wing, I'm completely okay with that as long as you felt something with that movie, right? Like I said, I don't think the Oscars have captured all the best movies of this year. I have a lot of nominations that weren't even nominated. And yeah, whatever your favorites were also the best.
But I feel like there's also a lot of overlap. Whenever this discussion is had on podcasts, there's always like the movies that are like both. Where
Yeah.
It's like it's my favorite, but it's also fucking like
Great. People will love
Yeah,
this too.
yeah.
Everybody, it's more wide reaching for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Any other ground rules?
I feel like Netflix shit is kosher. Just putting that
Absolutely.
out there. Or like
100%.
online streaming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no comment to that. But yes, 100%. Any streaming original is fine as long as it came out this
Doesn't
year.
have to be
Yeah.
theatrical.
I think the nitpicky thing is some movies came out in 2016 in like the UK or whatever.
If it's wide release in
but
2017.
yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
Like I have one of my honorable mentions that like had an official American release in like 2017, and I'm totally counting on.
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have no problem with that.
Cool.
I think it means 16. Just saying.
That's right. That's what I mean.
That's right.
Keeping it all above board.
That's right.
it kosher.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
I think we're good.
I want to get into some fucking pigs. I don't know why I'm so
You broke when you said fucking, so I want to get into some fucking. Okay, no.
Nominate the Maze Runner already, and let's get this started.
So just like every other episode, we are all gonna nominate 3 nominations each. Go around the table 3 times, make a master list of 12, and then rank and whittle that down into a top 5 list. A lot different than last year's movie podcast, where we nominated like 20 in a row and then made 5, and it was a whole thing.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that podcast. Sorry, Joel.
Yeah.
Fuck
that documentary.
So I'll go first. I think this is one of my favorite movies of last year, and I will spoil it by saying it was my number 1, and then something else took it over after some thought. But my very happily nomination of today is
nomination
doesn't make any sense. It's 10:50. Is Lady Bird.
Oh.
For me, coming of age stories hits really hard for me for some reason, and as I get older, it only hits more for me. And I think Lady Bird is so funny and charming and captures the essence of being a teenager and weird teenage love, and you think you're in love, but you know something. You're so young, you don't even know what that means. But also has a lot to do with family and like how important home is. Like you want to move away, you want to do all these things, but you know, family is family at the end of the day, and it's really beautiful. It's really charming. Yeah.
Now, Tuong, I have to jump in here because you've spoiled a plan of mine.
Okay.
Because as is tradition, I have written intros for all of my picks, but I only wrote 3 intros.
And Lady Bird was
Lady
one?
Bird was one of them. So I will choose another film
Okay.
in its place, but I have to read my intro.
You can steal my spotlight? Okay, go ahead. Here we go.
C3H8. No, those aren't coordinates on a chessboard or an algebra solution we need to solve.
Algebra.
Fuck you, man. It is the chemical molecular formula for the gas known as propane. A clean, efficient fuel, propane is used in barbecues around the world, providing an even heat that is advantageous for cooking. With this knowledge in hand, Mike Judge made this Hank Hill's biggest character quirk in the critically acclaimed cartoon series King of the Hill. But for my first pick for Best Movie of 2017, I won't be focusing on Hank or Peggy or Bobby or Dale or even Boomhauer. No, I'll be focusing on a little talked about side character, one that is ever present in the background, one that is a surprisingly gifted ballroom dancer, one that is a good girl. Because, of course, I am referring to Lady Bird.
I forgot about that.
There we go.
Leslie, how long did it take you to write
Nice,
these
Leslie.
intros?
That one took me probably 45 minutes.
It's good. I like it a lot.
That's
Also,
why we're starting
Leslie,
so
I
late.
appreciate the attention of detail. I can tell you're a fan with the ballroom dancing and the
Lady Bird. Gotta go with Lady. I love Lady Bird. Lady Bird is freaking Laurie Metcalf.
Oh my gosh.
Gives the performance of the
She's
year in
incredible.
my opinion.
She's incredible.
She is, and I didn't even realize this. I'm a huge Roseanne fan, and she
That's
was on
her.
Roseanne back in the day. And
That's
then
Jackie.
I realized like they're the same person, and I went, holy fuck. She's great. Saoirse Ronan is great.
How do you say her
Yes.
name? Is it
Saoirse.
Saoirse?
She always
Sorry,
says in
Saoirse.
talk shows,
Saoirse?
Saoirse, like
Oh,
inertia.
Right.
Oh.
I thought it was Saoirse, but Saoirse. Makes sense.
Saoirse.
She's incredible.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Awesome.
god.
Yeah, they're
Awesome.
fantastic.
She plays it so well in the writing, and Greta Gerwig killed it. But I feel like everybody can see themselves in Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ending I thought was really, really good too.
Ooh, to that point, Tung. One ground rule we didn't lay down: spoilers, right? Obviously.
Oh,
this
yeah,
came
yeah.
out a year ago.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of spoilers on this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too much. Not endings. If people want to go out and see these films, we can't spoil that.
I think if later, if we are getting to the nitty gritty and we're arguing
give a
about
warning.
stuff,
We'll give
then,
a warning.
then it's
Yeah,
going to come
yeah.
down to it. But, fair warning, you should watch a lot of these movies too.
You
And we'll
should.
give recommendations as well. We'll try not to spoil everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Lady Bird, I thought was incredible. We'll talk more about it later.
Perfect,
Taylor, what do you have as your first?
All right, my first pick. It's my favorite of the year, but again, I don't know if it's the best, but I have to nominate it first, and it's The Florida Project.
That's a great
I missed
movie.
it. I
Oh,
missed
it's
it.
I missed it
fantastic.
too. Oh my
It's
God.
beautiful.
I missed it.
Tung, I know you know that was my favorite, and I find it a personal insult that you
I
didn't watch.
actually
this.
had no idea you watched it.
Oh
I'll
my
be
God,
honest.
I texted him like 3 times, people. He doesn't listen. That's fine.
That's fine.
It's fantastic. It's done by Sean Baker. His last theatrical release was Tangerine. Came out I think 2 years ago.
Great bank.
What did you say?
It's a great bank.
Right?
That's the dumbest
Free
Right?
transfers. Sorry, go
Oh
on.
my
I
God.
derailed everything. Go ahead.
Oh no. Tangerine was shot entirely on an iPhone, so that's how Sean Baker
Yeah.
first got on my radar.
No
But then
way.
the
That's
Florida
amazing.
Project-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's really no excuse we can't be making movies. The Florida Project is incredible. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's about this young girl called Mooney. She's 5 years old. She lives in this, basically it's a motel just about a kilometer away from Disney World in Florida, and it's this place where it's people with low income housing. They're not technically homeless because they live in these hotels, but it's people who don't have a permanent residence, and it's just kind of riffraff, for lack of a better term.
Sure.
There's some really dark stuff that happens in it, but the focus is on these kids, Mooney and her mom, and a lot of dark things happen, but it's told kind of filtered through the lens of children. So even when I look back at the movie, it seems very bright and happy, and there are dark things that happen in the periphery, but the kids are always at the center of it, and you just experience the world through the innocent eyes of kids, and it's really good. Willem Dafoe is the only named actor in it. Everybody else has done. Mooney's mom, she's an Instagram model, and he thought she just fit the part. Excuse me. And everyone, they're native Floridians because he wanted to get the accent and everything, and everyone just be as natural as possible. And that's what the movie is. It's very naturalistic. It seems kind of like a slice of life.
Cool.
After I left it, I kind of compared it to a photo album over summer, because the whole movie takes place over summer, and it just kind of seems like the highlights of a summer. And he just kind of drops you in the world. It's not incredibly narrative. It's not driven by a story per se. It's more so just what are these
slice of
characters
life.
doing.
Got it.
And it was really good.
This was nominated for Best Picture too, right?
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was.
snubbed.
Really?
Snubs and
I
flubs.
thought
but it's
it got
beautiful.
nominated for
It's a beautiful
something.
film.
I thought it did.
It
Willem
is
Dafoe
Willem
was
Dafoe.
nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Interesting.
That's the only one I can speak to off the top of my head. I know for sure, but I know it wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
Weird. Cool. Well, definitely sounds cool.
And it's very similarly titled to my favorite hip hop documentary, The Flo Rida Project.
Oh.
And that's I was expecting a big reaction. Did not
Delayed
happen.
reaction. It's a delayed reaction. We're gonna move on.
Hold on.
Oh.
Fun fact about the name. Whenever Walt Disney first proposed Disney World, they called it the Florida Project.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
Oh.
Did you know actually Britney Spears was originally considered for the role of the mom, like of Moody's mom?
She would actually be really good in that.
She would have been really, really great, but then Sean Baker decided to go with a lesser known
Unknown.
unknown.
Gotcha.
And it
Yeah,
Probably
which I
better
think-
for it.
I think so too.
Right?
I think it was
Cool.
Yeah, and
Very
she's
cool.
perfect. She's
I don't know.
perfect
Maybe
for the role.
Britney Spears is like a Day Lewis. Maybe she's incredible. Who knows?
Well, if Crossroads is any indication, she'd be
Great. So good.
future
So
Oscar
good.
winner.
Sarah,
Hit me.
first nom.
Maybe one more time. Come on.
My Good. My first nominee is I think actually one of my top like 2 favorite movies of all time. Believe it or not, is Call Me by Your Name.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's an extraordinary. I think not only the film is extraordinary. Leslie and I actually saw it together. Not only I think is the story incredible, but the film itself was amazing. The performances, not even acting, just human beings existing in front of you. It was exceptional. Yeah.
Leslie, you saw it too, right?
Consider, if you will,
Oh, here we go. Oh, God.
the boot. Tracked all the way back to around 1000 BC, early boots consisted of leggings, soles, and other materials to provide more protection than primitive sandals. Fast forward to now, the modern boot, except for Sorel, fuck you, Sorel, is a necessity to survive long winters as well as represent other communities such as cowboys, the army, and even fetishists. But for my next pick of the best movies of 2017, I'm going to perhaps the world's most famous boot, Italy. Taking place in a small Italian town, this movie asks the question, is this a summer fling or something more true? No, it's not titled Italian Love or Summer Feelings. If you're going to talk about this movie, call it by its name. Call me by your name.
Oh, yeah.
Well
there you
done.
go.
Well done.
And he just winked
Well
at
done.
everyone.
That's right.
Everyone at home. Did you see that?
That was another 45 minutes.
You've only wrote 3 of these, eh?
Yeah, I only wrote 3 of them, and 2 of them have been burned up.
So you got to say the next
got
one.
great
Yeah,
before someone
I
takes
gotta
it.
do some creative accounting here.
Taylor, you never saw it, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just all the clips I saw, Army Hammer. I don't know. He's just too pretentious for me, and it didn't look.
I love his voice. Army Hammer has a very. He's just a good-looking guy with a really. He's a really good actor and really great
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
He was
it
supposed to be
was-
Batman at one point, and yeah, he's.
I believe it.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. But Timothy Chalamet,
It's him. It's yeah, he's extraordinary. And,
Incredible.
And Michael
Michael Stuhlbarg, who. Okay, there is a scene towards the end of the movie. We won't spoil it for now, but he talks to his son, and
I think it's a
we
lot.
were weeping.
I'm speechless.
We were
Yeah,
weeping.
just thinking about it.
And then the movie ended not too long after that. And then when the credits started rolling, Sarah and I we couldn't speak. We couldn't speak. And it's gorgeous. And it's one of the most honest representations of like love that I've seen.
That's so interesting.
What he
I saw
said.
the movie and I didn't like it.
Wow.
But I will talk. I
No,
will
but I'd
talk.
love to- okay,
Yeah,
we'll talk
I
about it
would
later.
love to
I'd
bring
love-
more. Like I told Taylor this after I watched it, but I didn't reveal too much because I want to save it for the cast.
Oh, did you watch that movie, Tuong? I wasn't listening.
So bitter. Yeah, I want it to, I see it for what it is and I understand why people
Right.
like it, but I did not enjoy it. Because for me it felt long and it was slow and I could not get over the relationship between the 2 leads in the way that it just the age difference was just so jarring for me. And I think in the book, apparently because it's based off the book, their age difference is smaller. But for me, like I'm watching this, and Timothy Chalamet looks really young.
Yeah.
Like, he looks
He
like
does,
he's
he
15,
does.
even though he's supposed to be playing 17, I think, in the movie. And Army Hammer looks like he's
like 30.
close
He
to
does
30,
look like
right?
he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
So
I
when
think
I'm-
he's supposed to be 24 in the film.
Yeah, he's supposed to be
Yeah.
24. So I'm looking at this and like PhD student, a high school student, and it's so jarring for me. And I'm
Right.
trying to believe, and I really, really try to like believe this love that's going on between them, but it just didn't click for me.
How
Yeah.
old is the peach that everybody keeps talking about?
Fresh.
Fresh and juicy,
It's
right?
very fresh. It's very fresh. You know what bugs me, and I try to just accept it for what it is when the scene happens, but and it's not a spoiler really, but it's the scene where the feelings are real and they both know that they like each other. I just never, the lead up to that was, I didn't believe it. I didn't see it.
You mean like when they're on their bicycle trip and they're in the field?
Well, I see like their friendship blooming when they're like doing all their stuff together, but I never saw anything romantic besides Timothy like being confused, which I believed that. But Army Hammer's like reverse feelings for the kid never felt like that to me, and then they just end up the next thing you know they're already kissing. So. And then that was another thing for me was like there was a lot of it after they discover the relationship with each other. The rest of the movie, it just seemed like all they were doing was kissing.
May I? Why
Yes.
don't we save this for the debate? Because
Yeah,
I think
I already got that's what I.
point. No,
yeah,
that was my
That's
point.
what I was
Yeah.
saying, and then I got stuck in a hole. But yes, I totally get that.
pump this movie up. It's your turn.
Less.
Nice. Well, I'll save my last intro for later. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the fly a little bit here, and I'm gonna go. This is one of the most original movies of the year, and it's got to be Dunkirk. Dunkirk.
Yeah. Nice.
I love the way this movie is told. Has anyone seen it?
Yes.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
everyone but me.
I saw it twice in the first weekend.
Nice. So
Proper IMAX.
there is an amazing moment when you're watching this movie for the first time where you go, okay, I know all the individual parts. I know there's this, and there's this. And then halfway through the movie, they start doing things that makes it click for you. And you go,
Yeah, you go, oh, yeah, it's a Chris Nolan movie.
yes, yeah, exactly. So you go, oh, this is how this movie is being told. These are how these three stories connect and the timelines that they're in. And yeah, it's freaking awesome, man. And I saw it with a friend of mine, Tammy Freeman. Shout out. We like sprinted after a show we did and caught it, and it was like, yeah, it was one of the best theatrical experiences maybe ever. And it's the only thing. One of my only gripes about it is that I consider it a movie that you have to see in the theater.
Yeah.
Because it's
Telling
like,
that to someone
or
today, I
an
don't think it would work on a
amazing-
small screen.
Yeah, or an amazing TV and sound system.
yeah. Because when the freaking guns start firing and the bombs start dropping in that movie, you feel it.
Yeah.
You feel it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's something that was pointed out to me yesterday and I never noticed is you never see where the guns are fired from. The enemy's guns, that is. You only see the bullets.
Which is
And
scary.
it just kind of gives you that sense of confusion that
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that. I love how they just drop you in that world and they don't give you any like crazy exposition. You just accept it for what it is.
That's right.
They barely name their characters. You just go and you watch it, and then that the music and sound design in the background is just pushing that.
That would be
movement
my
forward.
other small little nitpick, would be that like a lot of the characters like look the same and not all of them are named or like only briefly mentioned. And
Right.
it's like, who's
that's
that
actually
again?
that was a conscious choice though, because
Oh.
in the chaos of war and stuff, everything is
Wow,
confusing
yeah,
again,
yeah.
like not knowing where the bullets are coming from and having everybody look the same. It kind of just added to that. You didn't know who you were worried about.
Right.
You're looking
Cool.
around, your eyes are kind of searching, and yeah, it was on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing shots in the
Oh,
movie.
so
and
good.
Just
And Tom Hardy gets to play another voice of Bane, essentially. When he's a pilot.
Oh, World War II. I'm gonna get through, Hitler.
I was born in World War II. We're going to round 2, in fact.
Ding, ding,
ding,
ding,
ding. Actually, this is different. I think we switched up the order of how we usually do nominations. We usually go clockwise, but
It's
we
true.
totally went counter. New year, guys. New year.
new year, new you.
That's right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and nominate another favorite of mine. I think I'm going to nominate Logan.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So this movie, oh my God. This movie is one of the coolest superhero movies I've ever seen. I don't even call it really I don't even how to describe it.
It's a comic book movie.
It's a comic book, comic book movie, but it's it's rated R, and they go so gritty with it. Hugh Jackman, who's been playing this role for 17 years, like this is
long?
the culmination of all the movies that he's done, and now it's he's playing Old Man Logan, which was. It's not exactly
Kind of.
Yeah, but it's based on that, right? Like it's not exactly the comic at all, but it's that character who's all like he's old. He doesn't care about the world anymore, and he's kind of lost all hope. And then a little girl comes along, and they go through this incredible journey together about it's a lot about family, actually. That's what I found about it, which is the theme of X-Men in general. But yeah, it's so bloody, which I really liked too. It was very violent. But yeah, there was some good stuff in there, and it was a good swan song, I think, for Hugh Jackman. Taylor, you've seen it. What do you think about that movie?
Oh, I think it was perfect. It was the most, I want to say, like, emotional. I think it was since The Dark Knight, I haven't walked out of a comic book movie and had that same kind of gut reaction. You saw something different and unique. And
I've never seen a comic book movie like that ever before.
No. Because it wasn't a comic book. They didn't treat it as a comic book movie.
Yeah. And there's a scene.
It was more of a Western than anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie where they're like, he's like flipping through a comic book, and he's just like, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, they kind of like overblown all these adventures, and some of them never happened like this.
Right.
And I thought that was most of this stuff didn't happen, and the stuff that didn't happen that way or something.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which is good because the X-Men universe is so convoluted, the movies and stuff, and just reboots and all that. So it's just like, yeah, some of that shit happened, others didn't. This is a good movie. Don't worry about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Stewart snubbed.
Snubbed.
He was incredible. To Tung's point about
can we start a snub count?
Top 5 snubs.
Ooh, that's good.
What were you saying, Taylor?
He's just kind of acts as Logan's father figure because he doesn't know his past and stuff, and and then even I'm just thinking about, I haven't seen the movie since theaters, but whenever they go to that family, the farmer's family, and it's the three of them, and then you have Logan, Xavier, and Laura X-23, and they're all sitting there. It's just kind of it mirrors like your standard family, just mom, dad, son, and then these who are just so fucked up and crazy. They don't get along. They don't really know each other, but their familial connection is as tight as the other ones. I don't know. It's a really good movie. You have to see it. Yeah. And I haven't really seen a movie since Toy Story 3 that when Toy Story 1 came out, it was 1995. I was the age of Andy. And then as the movies went on, and then whenever, spoilers for Toy Story 3, guys, sorry, but whenever Andy gives his toys away at the end, I was bawling, and like because I felt I grew up with those toys. It's like those are my toys. You can't give them away, which was the point of the movie. And to Hugh Jackman doing these movies for 17 years, if it had been any other circumstances, I don't think it would have worked, because this is a character that it was his swan song. You could see them all saying goodbye, and it was just
totally.
Yeah,
and they complete his story in a really beautiful way.
That ending shot.
The ending shot is
Speaking
so
of
good.
crying, Jesus.
Yeah, the ending shots.
I can't wait to see this movie.
That's great.
It's
It's
really
great. You'll
good.
love it. Plus, motherfucking claws through heads.
Oh my god, it's
Are
so
you
bloody.
Like, it's so good though.
Yeah.
Like we've been wanting to see that forever, and then we finally get an R-rated Wolverine movie, and then we get to see what they're meant for. The claws are supposed to go through the heads.
But it's a
Yeah,
Wolverine.
you see it and you're like, oh, that's why you didn't show us.
And it's a Wolverine that's very thoughtful in the way they portray his character, which I really like too, because like previous X-Men films, he's just I'm Wolverine and I'm a bad guy, I'm a badass. But in this one, he's like really thoughtful, and he's like maturing, and he's trying to learn what it's meant to be like a hero.
Does anybody know the name of the young girl that plays Laura?
Daphne Keane.
Daphne Keane. She was incredible because she doesn't speak the first half of the movie, and with child actors, sometimes it's like, you could tank this movie right now, but when she starts speaking, she's fantastic. But even before she speaks, her physicality is amazing. Whenever she comes out of, there's a big kind of oil refinery or silo, I don't know, wherever Logan's living at the start, and whenever she comes out surrounded by these guys, and just the way she's walking and she's like breathing, she's mad at them all, and like this girl's 8 years old, and you're like, oh my god, she's terrifying. Just the way she carries herself, she looks terrifying.
This movie's cool.
Wow, I can't wait.
It's so cool.
It's great.
Taylor.
Sick pick.
Right, because I didn't just speak enough. I am going to. You guys knocked off a couple that I was going to nominate. So in 2017, one of the most important movies and one of the best, win-win, Get Out.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get Out by Jordan Peele. I mean, everybody's seen this movie, yeah?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's I mean, what is there to say that hasn't been said? There have been so many think pieces and video essays on it and all that. It's just it's fantastic. It's terrifying, and it's terrifying for us. We're all white folks. Spoiler.
I'm not.
Sorry. Oh, Tuong, yeah, whatever. Close enough.
Close enough. I'm pretty close.
But yeah, like just the things that these characters go through and stuff. I mean, it's terrifying from our perspective, but I mean, the movie resonated with such wide audiences because of the things. Be like, man, that's what white people do. Like, we're crazy. We're just weird. It's like, I would have voted for Obama 3 times if I could have. And it's like, oh, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Like, you look cool. Just like all the kind of microaggressions and stuff. And they're all those things that just kind of builds to even like the craziest theories about what people would do. I don't really want to give anything away.
No.
Yeah, you don't have to.
It's kind of tough to talk about. But.
It is. But yeah, I think it's and for people, because the horror genre, because for me it's more like a thriller in a big way,
I
right?
would say so as well.
So people tend to lean away from horrors in a big way. But Get Out is totally manageable to watch, even if it's not horror's your genre. It's scary.
Social.
It keeps you tense, but there's more to it, and you know what? It's funny too.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele. Right?
Yeah, Jordan Peele has some really funny pieces.
Well, I heard someone.
No. Jordan Peele's the.
Yeah, no,
director.
yeah, he's the director, but he writes some funny stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, he wrote it as well?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He wrote this idea for years.
Yeah. But someone told it in a very appropriate way. It's like horror and comedy are very closely linked because either way it's a buildup of tension and then a release of tension, right?
Yeah.
You're setting up when you're doing a joke, you're setting up there's the setup and then there's the punchline, and it's the exact same way with a scare. You're building tension and then it gets released by having someone run towards a camera at you and then you freak the fuck out.
He runs fast.
Yes.
He runs fast. He runs fast. And I love there've been these awesome like videos and stuff afterwards of all these things. Like if you rewatch the movie, there's so much stuff planted in the movie that
Fruit Loops thing.
Ooh, you have to explain that one to me, Taylor.
Is his wife is it Dakota Johnson, or am I misremembering that?
I'm not sure.
Is the girl from 50 Shades?
No,
she's not.
no.
Oh,
It's
she
Allison
looks like her. She's
Williams.
good.
Yes, that's it.
Allison
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah,
That
she
makes
does
she's
a great
good.
job.
Allison
Yeah.
was
She's great. Yeah.
fantastic in the movie.
Yeah.
But at one point she's just she's sitting on her bed on the
yeah,
computer,
she's
I
eating
think, and
Fruit
she has
Loops.
headphones in, but she's eating she has Fruit Loops and the milk's separated because she's keeping like the white and the quote unquote colors.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Oh, that's
And when
shit.
she and
Chills.
at the
Chills.
very beginning, in the first 5 minutes, so there's no spoiler, but like when she confronts the cop on being racist,
Yeah.
it's not to prove that she's such a good person to her boyfriend.
Woke
It's
AF.
yeah, exactly. It's to make sure there's no paper trail, so that there's no record of him being there, so that when he goes to the house and he gets offed. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
There's things like that sprinkled throughout the entire movie. You
So
have to,
smart.
Yeah, you have to go back. And one of the best performances of the year, also snubbed. Daniel.
Daniel, or are you talking about the main character?
No. Although he was
Because
great.
he's nominated, isn't he?
He is
Yes,
nominated.
Yeah.
that's and he's
Daniel,
awesome.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe she is nominated. But the maid,
Mary Steenburgen.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's terrifying.
Oh my god.
This is
Yeah.
a character actor movie's dream.
Exactly.
Like, Stephen Root as the blind rich
Yes.
dude as well.
Yes.
There's amazing parts in this movie. Yeah.
but she's playing. We'll get into.
We'll get into it. We'll get
Spoilers.
into it. Let's move on. We can talk about this movie forever. Sarah.
I'm gonna unfortunately stick to my Oscar nominees
Do
little
it.
bubble.
Please do.
And for some reason, this movie was one I was really, really looking forward to as soon as I heard that it was going to be made. And so I don't know if it's like the best film in the entire world, but there's something about it that I really, really enjoyed, and that's I, Tonya.
Ah,
I was gonna watch that today.
I think the story is. I think the way that this film told that story was just fantastic. I thought we got a really interesting and empathetic view of this sort of demonized and villainous human being, and then to meet all of these really interesting characters who are part of her life, and then to later on in the film, this isn't a spoiler, but then to see sort of like comparison shots with the real the person in real life, and
Yes.
to see just
Love when movies do
Yes.
that.
how insane, how unique these individuals are.
Yeah.
Her
Was
body guard,
Good change there. Good switch. How unique these people are.
I heard Margot Robbie kills that.
Oh,
Margot Robbie is
she's
so fantastic.
Fantastic. And I think I already told this to you, Leslie, and I'm sure you guys already know this story, but I was reading in one of those movie magazines you get at the movie theater, and
Yep.
it was an interview with Margot.
Story checks out.
Thank you. So far, so good, Sarah. And I was reading this interview with Margot, and she was talking about how when she first received the script, she was like, "Yeah, this is great. I'll totally sign on." And they were like, "Do you skate?" She was like, "Sure, I skate, no problem." She had played hockey, so she was like, "I'll just figure out figure skating, no biggie." And it wasn't until later, until she had already, I think, signed on to the film, that she found out it was a real story. She had no clue.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, because she was just some kid. She
Yeah.
was like 5 years old
I
in
guess in
Australia, when
right.
when this all happened. She had
Right.
no clue, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, she's like, oh,
like,
what
mind blown.
a great character piece.
Yeah,
like I get to,
exactly.
but it's like, oh no, this is a
This
real
really
person.
happened.
It's a real
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I didn't get to see it. I really wanted to.
You will.
Yeah,
And
I
Alison
will.
Jennings is amazing.
Yes.
And,
Yeah. Fantastic. And the bodyguard
Oh,
is.
who is that?
I don't
guy?
know who he
Who
is.
is that guy?
That guy
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
snubbed.
Write
Total
it down.
snub.
Write it down. Put it on the snub list. Put it on the snub list.
How many snubs are we up to? I think we're up to 4.
That's 3.
3 or
There's
4?
3
Yeah, I
snubs.
think
There's
so.
3 snubs.
I thought there was another snub.
Should you write down who the snubs are, or you're just going to remember from those lines?
We'll just remember the
Okay.
snubs.
Just remember the number of snubs.
And listener at home, if you feel like I've been snubbed over the years, then just give me a pat on the back the next time you see me.
Great. What about with the people who live in a different country and are listening to this?
PayPal.com send some money my way.
A little money hug.
Yeah.
Money pat. Les.
All right, second pick. Okay. I think okay, sure, fine. I think I think I'll go. I gotta go 3 billboards. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, great choice.
I'm gonna say 3 billboards, and I know there's a bunch of controversy about this film, and it's a very divisive film for people. I happen to really enjoy it. I think it was for some reason I thought it was very long, but it's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
But for some reason it
Really?
felt very long to me. But it had my attention for like. I wish they had cut like 10 minutes out of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, the rest of the movie was like, I mean,
It's so well acted.
Oh, Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell,
Yeah.
amazing. Frances McDormand, incredible.
No words.
Martin McDonagh's writing, just
Did you? Sorry, Sarah. Did you just give props to the billboards?
those billboards.
Great.
Great acting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They stood their ground.
Woody Harrelson.
Shout
did
out
his,
to the arts department.
Woody Harrelson did his Woody Harrelson thing that he does, and
He was a good Woody Harrelson in that movie.
it was good Woody Harrelson this time. Like
He got nominated, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Supporting-
Did he really?
I'm looking at it right here.
I mean, he's Woody Harrelson, you know. But
Can I? One thing that all 3 movies got nominated. I think his name is Caleb Landry Jones. He
Yeah.
was in. He played Banshee in X-Men First Class, but he was the guy that Sam Rockwell beats up in 3 Billboards.
Yes.
He was the brother in Get Out.
Get Out,
and
yes.
Oh, my
Willem
gosh.
Dafoe's son in the Florida Project.
Yeah.
He straight killed it this year.
Wow.
Like
This was
all
definitely his year.
understated supporting
Whoa.
roles.
That movie's I really enjoyed it, and I saw the controversy behind it, and it's a lot. A lot of people don't like this movie, but
Yeah.
a lot of people do. It's really weird for me to see.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I liked it a lot.
the controversy is, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's that people feel like Sam Rockwell's character, who is a known racist in this
And
world,
beats people
and beats people up. People think that his character is decorated as a hero towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
Correct. And
He
that's
has
the
a bit of
biggest.
a redemption arc.
He does have a
Yes,
redemption.
he has a
Yes.
redemption
Yeah,
arc.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a redemption arc, and now you're supposed to forgive him or whatever it
And
is.
that's fair, and I could totally see why people.
I could see that too.
I could see it. For me, it wasn't so clear cut. Like I don't think he's a great person. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I explained this to you. I'm pretty sure, Les.
Yeah.
when we talked about it, but How do I do this without spoiling the film though?
Spoilers for
spoilers.
3 Billboards.
Wait, everyone's seen it at this table though, right?
Yes, yeah.
Taylor, yeah.
Yep.
For me, I don't think you're supposed to like them at the end.
No.
Still,
The thing is, though, Tuong, is that you do root for him, which is the problem. That's what people are taking issue with. Because you're rooting for Sam Rockwell in several points in the movie towards the end.
I suppose. Okay. Well, I guess I can't speak to anyone
I'm going to
else's
say,
But
in the
you're
police
rooting for
station,
his redemption,
in
right?
the bar,
Like, you're rooting for
and
him.
in the car at the end. All 3 of those, you're kind of on his side. Like
Right.
you are.
Right.
Or it's shot that way. You're supposed to be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, very liberal use of the N and R words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
It's just that these people at the very end of the film aren't good people. So like, I guess if it's shot in the way that I'm supposed to root for him, fine. But like, I at the end of the movie, I wasn't like, he's a good guy now. I'm like, these 2 are potential murderers.
Yeah.
That's how I got out of it.
I think it's just a matter of perspective,
Yeah.
and people are totally welcome
Yeah.
to have their perspective
100%.
on that. For me, it wasn't like I wasn't rooting for him at the end.
Yeah. For me, I was watching 2 completely broken people who have nowhere else to go join together to go on a ride where they might kill some people, but right now all they have is each other because the rest of their lives are broken.
Right.
And that's how I viewed it.
Yeah.
So
I've talked to a couple people, and again, full spoilers, but I think the theme of I definitely don't think they went through with it, because I think the theme of the movie was forgiveness.
Okay.
She gets that from John Hawkes, her ex-husband, when they're at the restaurant. He tells her, I forget, I've seen it so long ago now, but and then Woody Harrelson's letter to Sam Rockwell says he needs to let go of the hate and stuff. So I think the the point is to forgive, even when it's hard.
Sure, yeah.
And just in that, like, so I don't think they did it, but I was rooting for him to not do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was still on his side. I wanted the best for him, and that's
the thing is, you don't get to
I'm
see.
only playing devil's advocate here. I'm just letting it, like, that's controversial.
You don't see the completion of that
I
arc.
had so much fun with this movie, I do have to say, but I'm like, I get where people are coming from.
And the first, I would say the first 90 minutes of the movie is like the most compelling. Like, it's just so easily watchable and really interesting, and you care instantly about the characters, and from a filmmaking standpoint, like it just, you know, each of the characters, and you know their wants, and you know their motivations, and it's just good filmmaking, and it's nicely shot as well. Like,
the way he manages to flip from the darkest shit you've ever heard to something gut-bustingly funny in the same sentence.
Yeah. Like when
to me, it felt kind of like a ride.
When she comes home and the father is there, the priest.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh my
that's
God,
right,
that speech she gives is one of the best of the year for sure.
We'll move on from.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll talk a lot about it as well. But we're going to round 3. Only 1 nomination left. Everyone, 1. Make it count.
I got a good one. I got a corker.
Hold on to your hats, kids. You got a corker.
You've been saying that a lot lately.
I like it.
You
I like
it.
corker.
Corker.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a real corker of a word.
Well, my corker, I can't sell it as well, is Coco.
Oh, corker.
Yeah.
Mama Coco.
I'm a sucker for Pixar films in general, I think. So obviously,
your favorite movie is The Good Dinosaur, right?
That's right. Actually, that's one I've never seen. I've never seen Good Dinosaur.
Nobody has.
Yeah.
It's good.
Is it?
Dinosaur.
Really?
Is there a dinosaur?
A good one. Yeah.
Or he's a bad dinosaur.
It's an asshole. Yeah.
Coco to me, and you've seen it less?
Yes, I have.
But
Mama Coco.
So for me, this film made me cry at the end. So it's about music. It's about tradition. It's about family. Life and death. Literally, they spent a lot of the time in the land of the dead, and I feel like it's very culturally on point. They did their homework when it came to like representing everybody, and I thought it was just really, really powerful, especially, and it spoke to me because it's about this kid who is having a hard time. He has a very traditional family who don't like music. So it's a lot about like balancing art versus the will of his family. And he has a hard time. He has to do both. Like, he loves music. It's his life. But his family, who is also a huge part of his life, are saying, no, you can never play music, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, this speaks to me because it's my life too, right? Like it's just like, wow, like this kid.
You can sub in guitar for many different things.
Exactly. That's what was really great about it.
Like
and
you've been wanting to start like a body wax studio for
and
years.
you know
just-
what? After seeing this movie, I'm gonna.
Hey,
I was gonna announce it later, but this is the last episode of the Pod Cavern. Welcome to
tongues wax.
Pod Wax. Where we record me waxing other people.
Ow!
Yeah.
You could also just do Bod Cavern, and you could use the same logo.
Oh, that's so much better than Pod
wow.
Wax.
Okay, can we?
I guess my only gripe is for a movie about a lot about music, there's really only like one or two songs this entire movie.
Yeah.
But the final time you hear that song,
Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
And it's so well animated. Of course it is.
Of course it
But
is.
it's so colorful.
Coco.
Oh my
Mama
God.
Coco.
It made me feel good. For me, I was watching this and like the first half, I'm like, I know exactly what's going to happen. And I feel like they
there's-
throw in a couple little good curves at the end, which subverted my
And
expectations.
midway through.
too. And I was like, you know what? I'm into this. This is
Ernesto
great.
de la Cruz,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I didn't want to butcher it. That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah. And
Ernest O.
there's I was listening to a podcast or reading something, and it's like also the first Pixar movie that shows like a death on screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have like the bell fall on the guy.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And it shows it on screen, and it's like, whoa, Pixar growing up. Yeah.
They're going places. Next
Yeah.
time is blood.
Hard R Pixar. would be-
Dismemberments after.
Yeah.
Wow. So Coco's my pick.
Mama Coco.
Mama Coco. Taylor, tell me.
Woo. What?
Tell me your last nom.
Oh, okay. I thought there was
You're
one.
on a podcast, Taylor.
Yeah, we're not doing Pod Wax Bod yet.
Yeah, no, that's we have
after.
to finish this first.
All right, so I guess I'll take this towel off. Ready to go? I think because we're cruising through the list, I think I might nominate Blade Runner 2049.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
not
guessing
seen it.
a couple of us have seen that here.
I have not. Leslie has not.
It's really good. I think it's superior to the original, personally. Admittedly, I didn't grow up watching Blade Runner. I only watched it recently. I tried to watch it when I was young, and I turned it off because shit was boring.
It's very slow. The original
Very slow.
Blade Runner very slow.
And there's like 5 different cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one is just fantastic. Gosling, I feel like I haven't really seen him do much, so it was nice to see him again. This much lately, that is. I mean, he's kind of taken a back seat for a couple of years. But yeah, he was fantastic in it. Everybody was so good. Jared Leto, but like even Dave
like that guy.
Bautista. Dave Bautista has one scene at the beginning, and he is fantastic. Like
Oh yeah. and
Denis
he-
Villeneuve,
I
the
am
director,
Groot.
he's-
Yeah.
And he shows
Yeah,
up, right?
he's Drax.
Well, he's actually Drax.
And he says, "I am Groot."
He is Drax, but he does say I am Groot in Blade Runner 25,
Yeah,
2049,
yeah.
which is really weird. But yeah, this is from the director who did Arrival. He did Prisoner, Sicario.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
so-
that. Oh, cool.
Didn't-
Yeah,
Move.
he's Canadian too. Did
Yeah.
you know that, Tom?
I do
just
now.
down the road to Quebec. It's a really good. It's another one that I don't know if it might suffer from just watching it on a TV at home or laptop screen, even worse. But this movie in the theaters, like some people I heard, they complained about how loud it was. But for me, the sound mixing and the score in that movie was so powerful. Like,
Yep.
you really felt it. There'd just be big sweeping shots over whatever city that takes place in. I forget. It's kind of a mix
It's
up.
freaking beautiful. The visuals in that movie are crazy.
And how did you feel about watching it over 15 sittings? Tom?
Yeah, so that was the movie. That was the quarter movie that I watched today. It's because I watched it in 4 sittings. 'Cause it's
4?
Yeah, well, sometimes I only had like.
I do that.
One time I had like half an hour. I was like, well, I'm gonna need to power through this.
We
movie.
all do it.
It's way longer than the original. Like the original is 2 hours. I'm pretty sure.
And yet the original dragged more for me than this one.
Yes.
No, it is a product of its time.
Yes.
But
yeah.
this, I don't know. I wasn't bored. I thought it was a compelling story.
A lot of it was
Uh,
I had to go somewhere. So I have to go to work now. I can't finish this movie or whatever it is.
Yeah, true. But they change up the locations a lot. So like, to just the movie's so beautiful. You know, like
Yeah.
the city itself is so gross and lived in, but they shoot it beautifully. And then they're going over the water. They're in the desert where it's just the colors are all orange. It's really beautifully shot, and everybody, even Harrison Ford, he in the past couple of years has actually been showing up to do his job when he's supposed to act in a movie. Like, he was great as Han Solo, and he was great in this. Like, he's been sleepwalking through a lot of the movies over the past decade
Firewall,
or so.
Crystal Skull.
Well, I mean, he absolutely crushed it in Hollywood Homicide, but aside from that, he's been pretty lax lately. Nobody knows that with Josh Hartnett? Okay,
Nope.
sorry, my bad.
No idea. No idea.
That's like a good 2004 buddy cop movie.
Yeah, I really like Blade Runner, despite the 4 sittings. It's the thing is like, yeah, it and it didn't feel that long to me. I just had to literally do it in 4. But yeah, I think they expand on the world a lot better than in the first
they had
one.
a twist, and then they twisted the twist.
Yeah,
And that
more
was nice.
watchable, 100%. You don't have to watch the original. You gain a lot if you did, but you don't have to.
Right.
But yeah.
I want to knock points off for Jared Leto because he's blind in the movie, but apparently on set he was fully blind and had to have people
I
lead him
hate that
around.
guy.
That is a sign of a douche.
What is such a?
He's so damaged.
He's a method actor.
He's so damaged
Seems
from
unbearable.
How
playing
can
the
you get that
Joker.
point across, Leslie? Clearly,
When
to
you
an
get
audience.
into the mind of the Joker, your chemistry changes.
Does he talk like
Did
that?
he say that?
I'm Jared Leto. It's me. Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't think he sounds like that.
Was that an audio clip? Was that Leslie?
Jared, get out of here.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks
Go
for
play your
having
music.
me.
Sarah, what's your nom?
My last nominee for just
Sarah's having a tough
Yeah,
time.
she's
right?
running on fumes.
sorry. My last nominee is Logan Lucky.
Oh.
Because I had
awesome.
a great time watching that movie. I thought Adam Driver and Channing Tatum were great.
Great.
And I thought Daniel Craig coming in randomly was fantastic. I thought he stole the scene.
He was great,
He was
actually.
fantastic. I thought it was sharp. I thought it was well edited. I thought it was well written. I had a great time watching it. The only thing that took away from it
Was you saw it with me as well.
was when Hilary Swank came in.
Oh
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
and I had totally forgotten about that, so I had enjoyed the film, and then Hilary Swank happened, and then I don't even remember the ending at this point. And and then time passes, and I was on an airplane over Christmas time, and I was like, oh, look, I remember really liking that, and I'm watching, then Hilary Swank showed up, and I was like, all right.
Adam Driver's really good in it
He's
too.
fantastic. He's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That guy's a good actor.
He's great.
I wasn't sold on Adam Driver till 2017.
It was actually that film that really sold him to me.
should watch that
yeah,
movie.
because I've watched some of Girls, and just I think I just don't think I'm a big fan
The-
of that show in general. So but,
Logan Lucky has probably one of my favorite scenes of last year.
What's that?
It's the Game of Thrones scene. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
They're in the prison, and the prisoners are making demands.
Oh my god!
It's the
See, it's so
it's
funny.
it's the funniest
so
scene.
good.
It's the funniest scene of 2017 for my money. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
they're
not a
sharp,
Is
they
it a
have a
comedy?
great-
It's a comedy.
Yeah,
It's
comedy
kind of a
action.
heist as
Yeah.
well. Heisty movie. Yeah.
No, it's
Is
sharp.
it
It's
Steven
well made.
Soderbergh?
It is Steven Soderbergh.
Yep. It's sharp. It's well made. I still can't quite figure out what Hillary's doing there.
Yeah, no, Hillary
but
shows
that's kind
up.
of why I like it. I'm like, what is
Hillary
this
shows up
choice?
in like a third act.
It's
bizarre role.
Interesting casting choice.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
The way
completely
you're
takes you out.
describing it sounds like they're just like about to heist, and then they're like, "What is Hillary Swank doing?"
You should-
here? It
It's
sounds like
ba-
it's just
that's
Hillary
basically
Swank
it.
and
You should
Yeah.
make another list that's justified snubs.
Hillary Swank for sure. For best cameo.
That's awesome.
But
I
yeah,
like
had
that.
a great time.
Great.
A great
Look,
time
like,
watching
I-
that movie.
Purple
That was
car
the-
in that movie.
Purple car.
There's a purple car in that
there
movie.
you go.
Leslie.
Vampires, vampires, vampires.
Okay, here we go.
Originating in folklore dating back hundreds of years.
Oh,
The
I know.
first recorded English mention of the life essence stealing beings hails from a travelogue entitled Travels of Three English Gentlemen in 1745. Since then, the vampiric fever has exploded around the world, with famous fanged bloodsuckers like Dracula and Nosferatu being icons of the horror genre. But for my final pick of best movie of 2017,
I got it.
I'll need a different famous vampire. One that the tweens will scream for. That's right, I'm talking about Edward. Popularized by the Twilight series of books, Edward was played by a young Robert Pattinson, which launched his career into the stratosphere. Long since stepping away from the role of the shining heartthrob, Pattinson is in a post-Twilight renaissance, becoming quite the character actor. However, this year, Pattinson and this movie were snubbed at the Oscars. But as time moves forward, he will prove that he doesn't need your trophy. He doesn't need your pity. In the immortal words of the 80s rock band Poison, he doesn't need nothing but a good time. And the movie is called Good Time, and no one here has seen it.
No,
I'm sorry, I haven't.
Taylor, you've seen it?
Yes.
This is amazing. That's so awesome. Good Time is an incredible fucking movie, and no one is talking about it. No, it's on Netflix right now.
Is it?
It is
Okay.
on Netflix. You can watch it tonight if you want. Maybe not tonight.
Maybe not
for
tonight.
us.
It's already 11:30.
yeah. But Good Time. So here's the premise of the movie: is Robert Pattinson and his brother, who is mentally challenged, they are in a tight spot and they are forced to rob a store. And the Robert Pattinson's brother gets sent to jail. And no, he gets beat up. He gets extremely hurt, and then he's
No,
arrested.
what it is when he's running away. He
That's
runs
what it
through a
is. Yeah.
glass.
It's been a little while. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But so yeah, he has to he tries to bail out his brother. He tries to escape with his brother, and like the movie takes all these crazy twists and turns. Robert Pattinson gives an amazing performance.
Really?
He's
a good actor.
He's a great actor, and I had no idea because it's all this Twilight shit that I don't subscribe to. But yeah,
He was in the
yet.
movie I watched today as one of the 3.5 movies that I watched, 3.25. Lost City of Zed. He's a supporting actor in that. He's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal in this movie. The brother is actually one of the directors. I think it's like Ben Safdie or something. Maybe
Yeah,
it's the
Benny.
wrong. Maybe it's the wrong Safdie brother that I got.
No,
but-
it's the right one.
Oh, perfect. The story takes all these crazy twists and turns. There's a really awesome understated performance by like a 13 or 14-year-old midway through the
No,
movie.
she is good.
She's phenomenal. She's a find. She's a gem. Complete unknown, kind of like the Florida Project. And yeah, this movie it goes in places, and the ending is very poignant and beautiful. And
Good word.
yes, it's
Poignant.
poignant. Great bank too.
No free e-transfers though. So.
Not that
Charge
great.
up the ass for
Not
that.
that great. Yeah, so I wanted to, I know it's probably not going to make the list, and that's totally fine with me, but if this is a platform, I want people to see these
Yeah,
awesome
of
movies.
course,
So
yeah.
go and see Good Time. It's on
okay.
Netflix right now. You can watch it, and it's like 90 minutes. Maybe it's 2 hours. Who knows? But it's not.
So
it's not
three
ridiculous.
settings.
It's not
Yeah, three
Blade-
sittings for tongue.
It's not
Yeah.
Blade Runner long, so
Three
Jared
sittings.
Leto doesn't come up.
Three
max,
sittings.
Max.
3 sittings outside Ebbing, Missouri.
All right, we're gonna take a break with
I
that.
tried to recommend that movie to a bunch of people, and it's a little bit difficult to get on board. But like, trust Leslie, it's
It's a
really
ride.
fucking
Okay,
good.
cool.
It's
It's
a
tough
ride.
to describe, but yeah, I
Add it
feel
to the
like
list.
Pattinson's just a user. Like he uses people, and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. When we're back, we're gonna try to make a top 5 list. We'll be back.
Top five.
You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
What who's that?
It's me, Jared Leto.
Hey, Jared, have you gone through puberty the last time we talked to you?
Yeah, I went through puberty, but also I'm in the mind of the Joker, man.
Okay. Okay, Jared. Taylor, what's your
also
best
feel-
Jared Leto?
What's my best Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
I can't even quote him. I can't quote him in anything.
I don't want to play this game.
That was good.
That was good.
That was really good.
No, that was just me.
No,
saying-
No,
that's
no,
good.
that was-
That's strong.
Sarah, what's your best Jared Leto?
You want me to follow that? Are you
Oh my
kidding
god,
me?
that's
yeah.
really
Are
good.
Wow, that's so
really
good.
good.
It's from one of his 30 Seconds to Mars videos.
I should really check out 30 Seconds to Mars.
Hello, everyone. We're back. We're back. We took a break. We're ready. We're ready to tackle it. It's midnight. We got this.
It's the witching hour. Wow.
Okay. We have our list of 12 here. So without further ado, we have Lady Bird. We have The Florida Project. We have Call Me By Your Name.
Call me.
We have Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
We have Logan. We have Get Out.
Get out.
We have I, Tanya.
Hey.
Is there a Mr. Bean movie I missed or something?
We have three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. And from now on, just 3 billboards.
3 billboards.
Coco.
Mama Coco.
We have Blade Runner 2049. We have Logan Lucky and Good Time.
Good time.
Good time.
I feel good about this list.
I'm so glad.
Yeah,
Great.
It's gonna be a tough debate.
The top 12 this time?
Top 12. Yeah, it's just the top 12. We're done. That's the cast.
Well, see you later.
Yeah, I'm really happy about how this list shaped up. And like, there's a lot of Oscar noms that made it, but a lot of other movies that weren't even mentioned are on this list.
I got a list.
And you got a list. So I think, just like every other episode, we should just star the ones that we think warrant further discussion and just cut the ones that we probably doesn't need to be on this list.
Trim the fat.
Trim the fat.
Lady Bird needs to be on the list.
100% for me. Anyways.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I'm into that shit.
100%.
Yeah, 100?
Yeah, great.
Hondo P.
We're
Lady
done.
Bird.
We're done.
Movie.
This
Movie.
Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
Lady
You
Bird.
need to stretch it out in the beginning. Lady Bird.
What else? What else does everyone feel really strong about here?
I will go for Dunkirk.
Oh.
I think it's gonna win Best Picture.
You think so?
No.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's gonna backdoor sneak in for sure.
Really? I don't think so.
Really? Because the early buzz is a movie that got snubbed on our list, Shape of Water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People are going to start taking their own
wouldn't
snub
be
list at
thrilled
home.
with that one.
What's that? What did you say?
I wouldn't be thrilled if that won Best Picture.
I would agree with you.
I would
Taylor.
also agree with you.
I don't even think it's as good as Pan's Labyrinth. I think it's a solid movie, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to it in
We'll get
honorable
to it.
mentions. Yeah. I could see Dunkirk at least for further discussion. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what's out. Get Out has to be on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, Get Out
I
has
think
to
you're
be
right.
on the list. It has to.
For why I think Dunkirk is going to win is because Get Out and Call Me by Your Name are going to top everybody's lists, but nobody's going to agree on them. And then the
All right.
way the Academy voting works is Dunkirk's going to be like, yeah, what's up? Everybody liked me, and it's going to win.
Ooh.
Let's have the conversation. Call Me by Your Name.
Okay, let's do it.
I mean, Sarah, obviously for you both, it was like one of the best films ever, right? So I don't
think
want
it's-
to take
Of
that away
last
from you.
year.
I feel different, but I don't.
Absolutely,
yeah.
and I think it should be in the top 5, but I don't think it's going to win Best Picture by any means. I don't.
It
think
doesn't
it's,
have to.
No,
Just-
no. But
yeah.
just to go back to what Taylor was
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think it's. I don't think anyone's really voting for it. I don't think it's a contender at all, unfortunately. But yeah, I do think it should be in the top 5.
See, one thing with this movie, I haven't seen it, so why don't you guys try to convince me? Tuong v. them.
Consider the boot.
Yeah, Leslie, can you just read your thing over again? I should have wrote a counter rebuttal because I knew this movie was going to happen or get nominated. No, I don't want to shit talk this movie because I think it's well made. I just could not get over the relationship between the two actors.
You just didn't buy it.
I didn't buy it, and I tried to very hard.
You know,
and it's just it's the jarring factor, I think, for me.
Did you not buy that they loved each other, or
Yeah.
did you not buy that it could actually happen?
I
or...
bought that it can actually happen. How it happened, I didn't buy. Like I can accept that. Okay, this reality can totally be a thing, but how it came to be, I didn't follow that thread very well. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the movie is just them making out and having sex.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Thank you. So my answer to that
So
would
far,
be
Tuong, they're swaying me.
my answer to that would be like this movie is obviously very slice of life, right? There's very little narrative to it for the most part. The first hour is pretty meandering. You're just kind of learning about
slow
the
burn. We described
It's
it,
a
right?
slow burn. It's a slow burn.
And it continues to be.
So, but I think we don't always see everything too in these lives, right? There's long stretches where with Timothy Chalamet's character, there's long stretches where we're also away from him, where we don't see this Army Hammer character come in, and I think that's kind of part of it is that relationships sometimes happen where you don't realize it's happening until it's not always that clear. It's not always shown. So for me, while they didn't, sure, they could have shown them like did the classic movie thing of me like glancing over at Sarah and then Sarah glances back at me and then it's like, oh, they shared a glance. Now they're, like they could have done that, but it didn't need it for me because sometimes shit like that just happens and it winds up in your lap.
You know what? But if you spend the time with the main character or Timothy's character, he's giving those glances the entire time. But Army is...
Question about that. Tuong, you mentioned that earlier that he's doing it, but Army's not. Could that, again, having not seen the movie, could that have to do with his age? This is all new for him, whereas Army Hammer, maybe this isn't the first... You know what I mean? Like when you're young, you don't really know how to handle it. And you could be a little more obvious, or I don't know. Like, could Armie Hammer be a bit more reserved in his feelings? Like, you said he's almost 30, right? So
for me, it's almost even less about Armie Hammer and more about Timothée Chalamet's character's journey. Like, what the
ultimately it's his movie. It's
it is. His
and I totally get
it.
It's about a movie about a kid who's going through his first love and his first breakup, and going through a huge thing where he thinks he's supposed to like a girl, but he ends up falling in love with a man. Like, that's fine.
For me, it's not even so much about that. I think it's like it's the waves and the depths of what we're capable of experiencing as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it is so vividly brought to life in my face through this story and through this particular performance of Timothy's that like my soul, like my heart was just like, oh, it's right there in front of it was just so raw and naked and vulnerable, and it's something that we are all capable of experiencing, and some of us have experienced, some of us will experience, some of us won't experience, because most of the time we walk around with these huge walls and masks on, and it was just right there, it was just raw, and he couldn't stop this experience. He couldn't stop. He didn't even know what to do with it. And the fact that it was with another man, or it could have been with anybody. But it was with this individual, and it had nothing to do with anything but this pure what we're here to do and to connect and to experience. And
I love that, and I really do. And that's how whenever I think about the movie, that's how I try to see it. But for me, like the themes of the movie, like I understand them, but the way it's presented didn't land for me.
That's fair.
Which is totally fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also, but I think it, and we talked about this a little bit after. Sorry, we didn't save it for the cast.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't help it. It was a crazy movie. But I think it handles intimacy in a way that like is just not. It hasn't been done on film. Like the way they handle intimacy, like because it's this progressive family of Americans, I think there's a big mix going on, but they all speak
They're from
English.
Italy, right? So
yeah.
But they're not Americans.
They're not Americans?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, maybe I got that wrong. But there's this progressive family, and it's the Italian like countryside almost, and the way they handle intimacy, even just like hugging his dad or something that. They're like fooling around and they're like wrestling kind of, and it's the same thing with Timothy and Army's characters, like the way they kind of like touch each other and have these moments, have this like fun energy to it, which I haven't seen before. And then you get this scene at the end with Michael Stuhlbarg with a whole different kind of intimacy, where it's like that. An intimate moment with his son, and it's monologue, that monologue is it's probably it made me cry. I mean, Okay.
That permission to feel discomfort, that permission to feel those feelings that we don't want to feel, but that you have to. That is living.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I would never take anything you guys said away from how you feel about it, because I think that's awesome. I think that's how the movie's supposed to be portrayed.
We are not
right?
swaying tongue in
and
any
I'm
way.
not swayed, but like I totally accept that for what it is, and like if it makes it on the list, I won't be mad, because it's just it was for me. It was slow, and I couldn't get over it.
Say something?
No, not yet.
No, Taylor.
For me, it's important to be on the list because those are real. Like that is a very human experience that happened, and I thought it was beautifully presented and filmed.
I agree with the first part, but I don't think about the second part. But what do you think,
Taylor?
Taylor?
What were you gonna say?
Well, I didn't go to see this one in the movies because, like, honestly, everything I'd seen of it, it looked boring to me. It didn't look up my alley, and it kind of gives me like Vicky Cristina Barcelona vibes or something. Just kind of a pretentious art house European set movie. And everything that you're saying sounds great, but it hasn't really made me want to watch it anymore.
I think the themes of the movie are very great, and I think it's important. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. But anyways, let's talk about other movies, and maybe we'll
star it for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, star it for sure.
sure.
Like obviously, yeah, I want everyone to have its due.
I'd love to see Florida Project still in the top 5. I don't think you guys have seen it, but Taylor and I've seen
haven't
it,
seen it.
and we're big fans.
I have not.
If
It's
I-
straight up, that's my favorite movie of the year. I mean, you've watched a lot of these movies recently, but I saw I think every movie in theaters, and so I've sat with them for a while. And
Me too.
Florida Project, for whatever reason, I saw Lady Bird, Florida Project, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, 2 days back to back.
Nice. You
Yeah,
know
they were-
something about binging
that was-
movies.
Yeah, they were great days, but they were in theaters, so I didn't have to do it in 4 sittings.
Mm-hmm.
But
You have to bring
yeah,
that up
I
every
don't
time.
know, just the Florida Project, something about it spoke to me, and it bubbled up to the top. I don't know that it will even make the list. If it does, excellent. But for me, it was definitely my favorite of the year. It's hard to describe, but it's more like a feeling. Like whenever I think about the movie, it almost seems like something you like lived or. Yeah, I don't know, Sarah. Do you have any? How would you describe it? It's tough, do you know? Because it's
It
definitely
is-
not for everybody. It's definitely not for everyone.
No, I don't think it is. I was actually trying to think of other friends in my life who I would what's the word? Oh, I'm really tired. Recommend. Thank you so much. Recommend this film to, like, outside of this podcast group, and I don't know if it's for everyone. Another thing that I love so much about it was the color palette, if you will,
Oh,
and
cool.
just so just the cinematography and the choices, and if you read, it's just such an interesting film. And
It sounds cool.
It sounds great.
It sounds
I'm sure
really
I would
cool.
love it. I'm sure I would
and
love it.
actually, to
kinda
be
wish
honest
I
with you, I
watched
don't know, Taylor, maybe you can talk me out of this opinion of mine, but to me, Willem Dafoe was actually the worst part, like the weakest part for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I thought he was fantastic, albeit maybe a bit distracting, like Harry Styles and
I
Dunkirk.
think
because
that's
they
what
are
it
movies
was.
Full of unknowns.
Harry
and then
Styles
this
in Dunkirk
person,
was great, though, I thought.
I didn't know.
Harry Styles was in Dunkirk.
Yeah, he's really good, though.
I don't know Harry
in
Styles
Dunkirk
He is.
beforehand.
Totally
so.
blends in.
dirt
But
off
I think
Willem
that's just-
Dafoe's shoe in Florida Project. He is so good. Like, you believe that, and he looks. I don't think you
Wow.
can get anyone outside of somebody like Willem Dafoe or Steve Buscemi to do that role. When you see him at that motel, you're like, yeah, this ghoulish looking man probably.
Did he dress
lives
up as a Green Goblin? Is that why you liked him so much?
But I think you're right, Taylor. I think he just took me out of the
once.
world for like whenever I came across him.
But that
just took me out of
scene
the
when
world.
he's even
The,
just shooing the ostriches away or whatever the
Oh
birds
yeah,
were. Cranes?
those big
They were
cranes.
not
Yeah.
ostriches.
He had a bit of the swank effect,
This-
if you will.
That's a great way
Yeah.
to describe it, Leslie.
The
Yes,
he
thank
outswanked
you.
you.
Yeah.
He outswanked the movie.
But apparently, I was reading an article that was really the best way for Sean Baker to get funding. They needed, people wanted a bit of a name attached to this project.
Right,
just
yeah,
in
of course,
terms of,
yeah.
So
Yep.
instead of Britney Spears, he went with Willem Dafoe.
Guys, what about Logan? Ooh, which Logan is he talking about? Which one is he mentioning? Full stop. Logan. How about Logan?
I will go ahead and spoil. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my top 10 list for honorable mentions, but full stop. Logan's my number 1 movie of the year.
Oh, wow.
I can't wait to see
Yeah.
this movie.
I don't think it's for everyone though. Like I remember watching it with Laura, she didn't really like it, but she's not as attached to it as I am. It's really bloody, it's really gory.
Yeah,
but
Sarah,
I think
you'd enjoy it, but I know there was a couple of parts in I, Tonya where it was pretty rough, and Logan doesn't hold back.
Okay.
But I think if you have a somewhat attachment to these
you're right.
characters,
Yeah.
it's such an incredible journey, and it's one of the best comic book movies I've seen.
Yeah, Tuong, you keep talking about how bloody and violent it is, and it certainly is. But that's not even my takeaway of Logan. Like when I think of Logan, it's just like a crescendo of the X-Men universe. Like it all almost, even the good and the bad, because there have been a lot of bad movies, but they built to that point. And like
Yeah.
you said, like you
They
couldn't have done it in any other circumstances.
shouldn't go back almost. Like it's
Yeah,
done.
you
Like,
can't watch Logan and then watch. Oh, I'm gonna watch the other Wolverine movies.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait for
right.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. Blah.
Every one of the major characters had a show-stopping performance, except Boyd Halbrook is the bad guy. He was just kind of there, but
He was all right.
yeah, he was fine. But
It's all right.
meh.
But the production value, like they do so much on a low budget, which is incredible.
It's like a $50 to $60 million budget.
I don't
isn't it?
think it's that high. I think it's pretty
even higher than
modest. I'm gonna look this up later. I'm gonna look this up later.
I definitely had that as my top. In my honorable mentions, I have several comic book movies, but I had Logan. It was the number 4 on my list. It was the trump card because any comic book movie you would put up there, this one it's not even fair. Like it's so well done. It's
Alright,
a
I
great
fucking
movie.
lied.
It's not even just a great comic book movie. It's just a great movie.
97 million, but that's whatever. It's peanuts.
Yeah.
It's peanuts. It's peanuts. I think it holds up just as much as Dark Knight does, and I think it's just a movie that I can come back to. And I don't buy movies a lot. I usually can stream them, but I bought Logan, and you can see it in black and white too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Black and Chrome edition.
Yeah.
Mad Max.
Nice.
Kind of started that. I don't think I'm fine with Good Time not being on the top 5. I'm absolutely fine with that because I knew if everyone had seen it, it would be on the top 5. I just want to get the word out about this movie. Go watch Good Time. I would not steer you wrong. Go check out that movie, but it would be on the top 5. So check out Good Time. But I'm fine with letting that go. I'm also fine with letting 3 Billboards go, just because I do like. I think it's in the conversation top.
I'm glad we talked about it.
Top
Me too.
8.
Don't
Top
regret
8.
it.
I don't regret
Yeah,
it.
don't
Yeah.
regret
Like
it.
that.
Yeah.
And I did find it a little bit too long, and there definitely are some things that are just beyond my capacity to talk about. I think like I have my
That's a good way to
perspective,
describe
and
it.
everyone has their perspective.
That's what
and
I
it's
tried my
gonna be-
best with. Is like as long as we agree that both our perspectives are valid.
Yes.
then
Yeah.
Whatever. It's
Absolutely.
fine, right?
Yeah. As long as it's a conversation. And
I'm good with that not being on the list, but something that I found is Martin McDonagh's. He's great in Bruges. Check it out. But
So good.
Whatever I find whenever
the Pillow Man.
I tell people that he's a playwright,
Yes, the Pillow
it
Man.
makes the whole movie click a little bit more because you're like, of course, like these characters are big, they're bigger than life, they're a little bit over dramatic, and like I'm like, it's kind of, and also he's not American. This is an Irish playwright doing a movie about what Southerners, essentially, like redneck kind of people, just really backwards and racist and misogynist and just all the worst things. So I mean, they are all characters, but I think that's kind of the point. But I don't think it should be on the list because of controversy.
I also don't think Blade Runner is going to make the list either.
No. I'm literally looking at all of our 4th picks and I'm like, cut them all off.
Yeah, the only thing I can see Coco, but I can also see why people wouldn't choose it.
Coco
For me,
was the most predictable movie. The songs were great, but like I wasn't surprised.
It was
in the
not my
slightest.
favorite Pixar movie.
It wasn't my favorite Pixar movie, but it was one of my favorite Pixar movies since Inside Out, anyways.
Right.
Because they put out some sequels since, like
Yeah.
Finding Dory and whatever.
Cars 3.
But and Cars 3, which I heard was okay.
Beautiful. Also, props for the representation because
Yeah. I think it's a fun movie. I really like that. And I'm looking at our list, and we only have it's different, right? Coco's more family friendly
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which we don't.
Tanya also great. I don't think top 5.
I don't think it's top 5.
I don't think top 5,
No,
but a very
but a
good, great for that style of movie, for like
Yes.
a biopic style of movie. So good, really watchable. There's a couple of crazy moments in that movie.
honestly, I think the acting from everyone gave amazing performances, but I think the direction was the worst part of that movie in the sense that they made it like The Big Short, kind of dark comedy.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was
Breaking the
funny.
fourth
like,
wall.
I think it was really misguided. I think that as a straight drama would have been, for me anyway, I know this clicked with a lot of people, but as a straight drama it would have been better because there were certain scenes like Sebastian Stan smashes her head into a mirror, and then she's like looks at the camera, she's like, I know you're probably thinking da 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 da. In the theater that I was in, everybody erupts in laughter, and her face is like smashed into glass. It's like, this isn't funny. Like, I get that you're showing that she had a rough, but like it was a weird way to do it, and for me it was just kind of a little bit misguided, and I think it would have been better because you would still sympathize with her in a drama.
Yeah. all of the violence in the movie is very upsetting.
It's very
It's
upsetting.
very
but then they
upsetting.
undercut it with like it's funny immediately after, and like he would do something really like punch her in the face, and then it cuts to like Sebastian Stan. He's like, "Yeah, it didn't happen like that," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
But
like,
to me, that was the point of it, though. To me, that was the point of it, that it's easily just sort of overlooked or like easily laughed off, or that was
Right.
that's more of a commentary on the audience's reaction of bursting out laughing.
And in that case, it's also a movie about unreliable narrators, right? Because no one knows the exact story. Everyone has a different story, right?
yeah, but to both those points, you could do that with a drama.
It's true. Yeah.
Like you could undercut it and you could make them look stupid, much like they did.
I would
with,
like to see the
Sebastian
drama
Stan and the
cut
Bodyguard.
of the film. I would like to see how it was different. But I think it was a great film.
Yeah,
overall.
I think it was really well done. It's just like certain parts. I was like, I didn't care for.
That's why
it
it's
was
not
just
top five.
honestly the audience's
top five.
reaction
That's why it's not top
to, like,
five.
Not top
really
five.
dark stuff happening, and I was like, this isn't funny.
It sounds like we have almost our list. We have 6 at our start.
And Logan Lucky, I mean, Swank. Come on.
yeah, as soon as you put Swank in there, it's gone.
It's over.
But we have Lady Bird, Florida Project, Call Me by Your Name, Dunkirk, Logan, and Get Out. So that's 6. And you cut 1.
Got to cut one. Wow.
I don't know about the like I've seen all these movies except for the Florida Project, so that's the only one that I would cut. But that's only because I've never seen it.
That's I'm the same there, but also I'm willing. Yeah.
So could you just make a bit more of an argument for Logan for me? Like why you feel it has to be top 5? Like I recognize that like the special effects were great and the
It wasn't even that. Like
But
the special
what's
effects are
so great
It's-
about this movie that it's top
The
5.
characterization.
yeah. The characterization of Logan is definitely
No, not just Logan though, but everybody. Like Professor, like Patrick Stewart as
Xavier.
Charles
Yeah.
Xavier. Like he's just an old frail man, and like his thing in the story, Sarah, is
Yes.
that Professor X, he's like the world's greatest telepath, but he's getting really old now, so he's kind of like slipping into dementia, and he can't control his power. So he's really dangerous to everybody around him. And
He was Professor X, or Charles Xavier, is like the leader of all the mutants. Essentially, he taught everybody how to control their powers, and now you have this guy who's getting so old that he's losing control of himself, not even remembering who he is. But also, you get the impression, and it's pretty like obvious that he's done something in the last couple of years because of his dementia, that he's gone
He had an
loss of his
episode,
he has lost control of his power, which essentially can kill a lot of people.
It's never stated, but one of his episodes killed all the X-Men because everybody that was around him. And Logan's the only person that can heal, so he's the only
so
one.
Logan's like taking care of him, but also understands that like, oh man, like I gotta take care of this guy. Yeah, it's pretty intense, and like it has a lot to do with family, which I think is a really interesting pull on that. So
Yeah, I think it's a very enjoyable movie, especially when you have the backstory of like it's 17 years of film of these films.
yeah,
X-Men came
Right.
out in 2000.
It's got what I call the Toy Story 3 effect, where it all kind of leads up to this great moment, and there's this entire history between these two people, and then but there's that whole history that's in the past, but then you have the future with this brand new young star who's an incredible find, and she's absolutely amazing. And
but it's also about just talking about Logan's character, Hugh Jackman's character in the previous films. He's a hero. Like he's kind of I don't want to be a hero, but I'm going to be a hero anyways. And he's lost everything,
He's a
so
reluctant
he's
hero.
completely broken. And then events and someone comes into his life where he's like, I gotta fight for something better now. Like I need to be a hero one more time to give.
If I had
the
one
future
word to
generation.
describe him in this movie, I think it would be like tired.
yeah. He
Which
tired,
I mean,
weathered.
these actors also playing the characters for almost 20 years. They're getting over it, and sometimes that shows. But in this movie, they channeled it to the performances, and it worked for the best.
Yeah.
Having said all that, we can cut Logan. I'm not just because I'm looking at all the other ones. And
Yeah, I mean, I can see it go. Like, it's my favorite movie of the year, but it's a hard one to sell to someone who doesn't subscribe to that?
No, like I'm pretty like I was actually willing to be like, okay, well we can trade maybe Florida Project for Logan.
Because I'm looking at
But
everything
then-
else, right? It's Florida. Like, what else would go? I don't think anything else can go.
But the only thing about Florida Project is that like it's
See, for me, it's easy. Call Me by Your Name, 100%. But
Yeah.
I am not crazy. I know it's going to make this list from all of our conversations.
Right.
And I think it should, from all the arguments that you guys have made. Like,
Right.
I think it should.
Florida Project is my number 1 of the year,
Yeah, I
but
love-
I'm okay to cut it if you can vow to me that you will go out and watch that movie.
Vow.
I would actually
Legally.
rather cut Lady Bird than Florida Project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sarah Finn dropping a bomb at 12:30 at night.
This is too much to handle this late.
I'm just throwing this all out there.
That's crazy. That's simply crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
All
crazy.
right, Logan.
I don't know
No,
yet.
no,
I don't know
no,
yet.
wait.
I really don't know yet. I'm not like, for me it's still Florida Project versus Logan.
Yeah. But we can't.
I think
go
it's
forever.
no, we can't. Yeah.
I think this is Taylor's.
Yeah.
I will.
I'll
will
go
watch
back
the
to like
Florida
my
Project.
my thought process of my like number 2 and number 1. My number 1 being Logan, and my number 2 being Lady Bird. But Lady Bird was like, oh yeah, this is my number 1 of the year, 100%. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, but Logan is the movie I will always go back to.
Right.
Logan's always there for me. I'm just gonna keep watching this movie over and over again. Where I feel like a lot of years,
I
the
think
best
Lady
movie
Bird is
of
more rewatchable than
I
Logan.
completely disagree. But there are movies that win Best Picture every year, like say Moonlight or whatever, which are amazing films, but they're not films that, or Lincoln, for example. You're not going to watch them again.
No, you only watch it a
Don't
couple
whatever
of times.
Moonlight and put it next to Lincoln. That's a
But they're movies that you watch, you experience it, and it's over, and this was awesome. I'm glad I watched it, but I'm not going to go back and revisit this. Logan, I have for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
my one thing with the Florida Project is I have thought about that movie every single day since I've seen it, and I saw it in November. I don't know what it is. It could just be for me, but it fucking worked for me. It was so good.
Yeah.
Having said that,
I was going to say, having said that, I'm
Do you gotta
okay.
keep Dunkirk? Do you gotta?
I would be fine with getting rid of Dunkirk.
Just
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna win Best Picture anyway. Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
Dunkirk's a
seen
great movie,
it, and
but
I've heard nothing but great things.
Dunkirk is a great
so-
movie in the movie theater. And like I
Boom.
said,
There it is.
it's a great movie in the movie theater. You cannot watch this on your laptop and have the same experience. You can't. It's
Or an airplane.
or an airplane. You can't do it.
And that disqualifies it,
It's like
though?
Avatar.
I think
like
I think
Avatar.
so.
I don't think it disqualifies
You know,
it.
Avatar
Rewatch
and a TV at home
rewatchability.
sucks.
Rewatchability is huge, I think.
Yes. So yeah.
Or an emotional response to it, like a huge
Hey.
one that you're connected.
Dunkirk.
We're
You're
done.
done. Kirk.
Oh God, this is as good as Leslie can do at 12:30.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm fine with Dunkirk leaving because if Florida Project's your favorite, Taylor, and Logan's my favorite,
Yeah,
I kind
then
of feel
it's
good
a
about
good
it.
compromise.
Like I don't know what else to say about those
I mean,
two
I'm not
movies.
that precious. If we think Dunkirk should be on above Florida Project, we can do that. But at the same time, you said that, I'm like, it's a twist, kind of a Nolan-esque twist.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of Dunkirk.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie in the movie theater. Would not be as stoked to watch it.
So
otherwise.
that's another movie where I don't need to see again for a while.
Dunkirk.
I was actually,
Yeah.
I saw
same.
Dunkirk twice in theaters and I loved it. But I was today talking to my mother on the phone because I'm human, and I was telling her about Dunkirk, and I said that it might actually not be as impactful at home. She might not enjoy it as
Yeah.
much on the TV. So to your point there, Leslie.
Plus the way that
I warned somebody today about that.
Yeah, exactly. Plus the way that Mark Rylance says Dunkirk is kind of weird.
Dunkirk.
Ever talk about Mark Rylance like that again?
Yeah.
How dare you?
We're
going to
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk's out. Dunkirk's out.
Whoa.
Dunkirk's out.
What a twist!
Wow. Holy
Okay.
crap.
Late night
Nice
twist.
find there, Sarah.
You know what?
Like,
I was gonna spoil the end of Logan to just get one more step above.
all right, let's
still
rank
might.
this. Let's
How are we gonna
rank
do
these
this?
real quick. 5. Call me.
I'm fine with Call Me by Your Name being 5.
Yeah.
Me too.
Tad begrudgingly,
if-
but yeah,
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 love
me
it,
too.
but
Yeah, me too.
If you guys are fine, like
I'm fine.
I don't
I'm
want to
fine.
be that guy. I really don't. I feel like such a
I'm
dick
just happy-
arguing
I'm-
against this
I'm
movie.
fine with
I'm
it
happy
if
it's in
Florida
the top
Project is
5.
number 4. I'm
Yeah,
fine with Call Me by
I
Your
feel like
Name.
That's absolutely fine.
That's fine.
Interesting.
All right. Okay, then we'll do that.
And obviously Logan's
Here's my
3.
briefcase.
Yeah, Logan would have to be 3, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
Logan's
pretty
3.
nice.
Logan's 3.
Logan's 3, and now it's the
It's the fight.
Oh, I like this. We're breezing through this. Here we go.
oh, it's Get Out and Lady Bird.
Yeah, this is.
Lady Bird.
You know what? That was a lot easier for 5-3 than I thought. I really thought Logan was hitting 5 for some reason, but anyways,
Oh,
I'd still
no.
fight it. I'd still
Logan's-
fight it. That
Logan's-
ending.
That ending. The ending is great.
I want to say it. Whatever.
Shut up, Tuong. Let's keep going.
But you know how good it is, Taylor.
I know, but you got this far without spoiling it.
I
You
know.
literally got it number 3. We don't need to
I know. Number 1. No.
Or nothing.
It ends in a food fight.
Okay, so for me it's Lady Bird, but I know for you, Sarah, it's probably not. So we can have this combo.
I would do Get Out 1.
I would do Get Out 1.
Really?
I could be no. I could. But I could
go
literally
either way.
I could go either way. Yeah.
I love the.
You know. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Get
Yeah?
Out is number 1. Get
Okay.
Out has to be number 1. I think it's the more important movie.
That's what
Of the
year.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can
sold it for
totally
me.
but
see
I mean,
that.
number
it
one.
but not. I'm not picking it just based on that. I'm also picking it because it's a badass fucking movie. The performances are crazy.
Oh,
like
yeah.
again, we have a woman. I forget the character's name, but a woman who is playing someone who is being like controlled
Yeah.
by another person, but also
Spoilers.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's like there's so many different levels to it. And for rewatchability, like we were saying, we've got Fruit Loops, we've got
Yeah, I've got to go back
It's
and watch this
layered.
movie.
I need to go back.
I've got to go back.
It's there's courses on this movie.
Really?
There are college courses that Jordan Peele has dropped into.
Yeah.
Being taught on this movie, it hit at the exact right time. It's got everything. It's got comedy. It's got tense, crazy horror movies stuff. It's got
Also, none of us are super. We're not really in the right people to speak about this movie, but the fact that we are all rallying behind it so
Right.
It
Yeah.
wasn't made for us, but it is. It is such a good movie. It stands on its it's clear. It's done by a black writer and actor, and that's what the subject matter is about. But it worked on so many levels.
I think this movie is going to change everything. This movie, like Black Panther.
Listen, between that, Black Panther, fucking Girls Trip, the old adage in Hollywood is that black doesn't travel, like it doesn't do well outside the States.
Yeah.
Those movies all fucking cleaned up this past year.
yeah,
man.
you're very
Like,
right.
so
You're
much
very
money.
right.
Black Panther is I
can't
think
wait
my
to see
favorite
that.
my favorite Marvel movie. It's
really
incredible.
good.
I hear it's amazing.
fucking great.
Incredible.
It's good as hell.
But yeah, Get Out also really great. I have no problem with that being number 1.
Great.
It's good.
Awesome. We got our list then.
Can't believe it. That was
Tongue.
easier once we had it.
Hit me. Yeah, I knew. Well, the ranking is a cakewalk.
Cakewalk.
A rank
right.
walk.
The ranking usually goes pretty quick.
5, Call Me by Your Name. Number 4, the Florida Project. Number 3, Logan. Number 2, Number 1, Get Out.
Get
out. Get out.
Get out.
Well deserved.
Take
Out of
off.
here.
Well deserved. And every other nomination that we made tonight, also really great movies. But we're going to honorable mentions. There's a ton of movies that have to be given props to.
Also, earlier I said that it was a good year for indies. Look at this fucking top 5 list. It's
Yeah,
4
you're
out
right.
of 5.
Boom. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Logan's
at
kind of
us.
an outlier as far as blockbuster comic book movies.
Yeah,
go.
but
Yeah,
they
they took a risk.
But they took a risk with that movie.
Yeah.
And it paid up.
Yeah. Was it? No. What other R-rated comic book films have there been?
Deadpool.
Before that?
Blade.
Blade.
Blade 2. Blade Trinity.
Yeah, Blade was okay.
Sausage
Scarlett
Party.
Johansson. Steve Buscemi. Road to Perdition. You want to go all day, Tom?
I don't. I don't. I'm ready for bed. So we're going to honorable mentions. I'll just list off my my list of 10. And here we go. At number 10.
Starting now.
Number 10, I have Paddington 2.
Woo!
Yeah, I just saw
I've
that.
heard so many good
I
things.
just saw that today. That was literally the last movie I saw before this podcast because
I
everyone.
think I'm crazy, but I think I like the first one more.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even see the first one. I went straight to number 2 because everyone raved about it.
Treat yourself.
It's a great movie. Holy crap!
It's a madness.
It's just really fun and it's family friendly and yeah, it's great. Makes you feel good. Number
Very
9.
good things about the prison break scene.
It's good.
I can't wait.
Number 9, Baby Driver.
Oh,
Baby Driver's on my
it's a
list.
great movie.
Baby
Yeah.
Driver is probably my favorite movie of the year. Like as far as just pure, just fun favorite.
Yeah.
Baby Driver. I remember we saw that movie in the summer when we were doing Company of Fools together, and I literally came out of that movie going, guys, I love movies. I actually said that.
Yeah.
I actually said that.
I wanted to drive a car after and just freaking drift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so slick and stylish, and the music's incredible.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, it's
Uh,
amazing.
and I was so
good.
mad because you couldn't stream that album for the longest time. You had to buy the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 8, The Big Sick, which is also very funny and really
I
good. It's a
haven't seen
rom-com.
it. I heard
I
so
haven't
many
seen
good
it, yeah.
things.
Number 7, Blade Runner 2049. For only just seeing the first Blade Runner and then like Blade Runner 2049 within a week, it's a really good movie. It's very creative, but it's not for everyone. 100%. 6, Dunkirk. Number 5, Colossal.
Colossal's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Colossal is great.
I thought,
On Netflix as well.
is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
download
Check it out. Watch it. Netflix.
It is just subverts expectations. I've never seen a movie like this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is so
The
creative.
director is known for some pretty out there stuff.
It's
He's done a
pretty
lot of
out
good stuff.
there. Not all of it hits all the time, but I
No.
can appreciate so creative it is. It's really cool. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis is one of the most charming men in the world.
Yeah.
His arc in that movie, it's a bit jarring at one
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
if you get past that, it's really good. Number 4, Get Out. Number 3, Coco. Number 2, Lady Bird, and number 1, Logan.
Logan.
Nice.
I have more honorable mentions, but I think I'll just let everyone else have a turn here. Taylor, what's your honorable mentions?
I didn't do a top 10 list. I didn't know if that was the rule.
Nope,
But
I just do it every year.
okay, sweet. I've got The Florida Project, Dunkirk, Get Out, Logan, Blade Runner 2049, Lady Bird, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Thor Ragnarok, funny as hell. Taika Waititi is one of my favorites.
100%. Yes.
Yeah, Hunt for the Older People, that was my favorite of that year.
Trying to
I
start
love
a
that
revolution,
movie.
and then everyone left.
Right?
Sarah Connor.
I'm Sarah Connor. I'm Sarah
Piss off,
Connor.
Ghost. Yeah, but you Sarah Connor in the first movie before she could do pull-ups.
Push-ups.
Taika Waititi is so
So
funny.
good.
Yeah, he's amazing. You guys should watch Boy if you haven't seen that. It's very similar.
I'm gonna
feel
write it
to
down right now.
Writing it
Taylor.
down.
Boy, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes. Except for the
Eric
last
Killmonger.
action scene.
Yeah.
The last action
Yeah,
scene was
fair.
bullshit, but
I was gonna say, but Killmonger in Black Panther is one of the best Marvel villains. But I think the only one better than him is Michael Keaton in Homecoming as the
interesting.
Vulture.
That's interesting.
Vulture's great.
I have never had a bad guy in a movie that I've just sympathized with so much, where he like tells why he's the bad guy, and you're just sitting there and you go, yeah, he's kind of right.
Yeah.
Power to you. I'm like, plus it's Michael Keaton. He is charismatic as all hell.
He's a great guy.
He's a Birdman.
Yeah.
He's a Birdman.
True.
He's no swank.
Yeah, you didn't swank it. Baby Driver.
Yep.
It. Pretty good year for mainstream horror movies.
Yes.
It was spooky as hell. I smoked a joint and sat in the second row in theater. The first scene played out. I was like, I've made a huge mistake. It was pretty
Oh,
scary.
wow. I
Yeah.
heard it was great. I heard it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was
Did
really
you say
it was fun.
horror
Well done.
movies for
Yeah.
Baby Driver?
No.
It.
Okay. that's
Well,
like,
Kevin Spacey does loom in the background.
Yeah. Oh. It was very good.
You should hiss at him. The Big Sick, Good Time,
Good
or
Time.
A Good Time, as Tongue calls it. The Disaster Artist, man, it was pretty good. I just don't
loved
like
it.
James
I liked
Franco.
it a lot.
Loved it.
Um,
Hard to nominate it for reasons. but
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
shame, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Nobody even
Yeah.
mentioned that.
Very divisive.
It was very artistic for a Star Wars movie, and I thought it was fantastic.
I loved it.
I loved it
Yeah,
too.
I loved
I
it.
think it was great. It was just so divisive, I didn't even bother. Paddington 2.
Yes.
Is-
My
yeah,
bear.
it's So good.
A bear.
He's such a cute bear.
Oh, he's so cute. He's voiced by Ben Winshaw, the guy that plays Q in the new James Bond movies.
Nice.
That movie
Yeah,
makes you
it's
feel
really
good
good.
after, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, watch Paddington 1. It's so good.
Can't wait for Paddington 3.
Actually, the director of those movies is doing a new Willy Wonka movie, which I'm very on board with.
Okay. All right.
You watch Paddington 1 and
Uh,
2, and the best part of them is the direction.
Yeah, you're
He's
fucking with
so
my favorite
inventive.
movie, though. Willy Wonka's my goddamn favorite movie. That Johnny Depp version is amazing.
Of course.
So
That's
good.
great.
It's so good.
Shape of Water, pretty good. I didn't think it was as good as Pan's Labyrinth, though.
I
so
didn't like
make the
it.
list.
I didn't like it either.
And Girls Trip. Have you guys seen this movie?
No. Heard good
It is
things.
funny as hell.
That's awesome.
You watch it, and everybody just spoke about Tiffany Haddish, and I get it. You watch it, and you're like, this is her star-making role, like
Sweet.
Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids. It's just the same kind of thing where
Cool.
it's everybody's funny, but this girl's just a powerhouse.
Nice. Good noms, bro.
Word.
Sarah?
I have nothing to add to all these amazing films that have already been suggested, and I'm fading real fast, so I think we should hand it over to Leslie.
It's all good.
I don't have too many more. Just a couple of shout outs. These are like some of them are more mainstream. Lego Batman.
Yeah, come on.
Snubbed.
Snubbed.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
How is Boss Baby nominated over Lego
Or
Batman?
fucking Ferdinand. Who the fuck? What?
Yeah, come
over
on.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman was
Really?
incredible. It's one of
Wasn't the Lego movie also snubbed by the Oscars?
It was.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They don't
yeah,
like
that's
Lego over
right.
there.
And Big Hero 6 won that year.
You know what? Mega Bloks crowd.
Yeah. Connects. Connect movie would kill at the Oscars. Kong, Skull Island. So fun.
I didn't see it.
It's
was a
really,
fun
really
movie.
fun. Yeah, it was awesome. Annabelle Creation, great mainstream horror movie. Really fun. One of my favorite mainstream comedies of the year, The House, with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler.
I didn't see
Oh,
it.
really?
What? We saw
heard
it.
that
That was
wasn't
so
good.
great. Oh,
Yeah,
it was so
I like
fun.
walked out of there and I was like, no, it's disappointing.
That was so fun. It was great. I loved it.
Did he say, I love movies after you watched?
Guys, I love movies. I like The House.
very
The House is good. Chance the Rapper.
Sarah's like, I hate movies.
Me and Chance the Rapper. No, what's up? Phantom
Is
Thread.
Chance in that movie, or is he just a fan?
What's that?
Is Chance the Rapper in that movie, or
No,
is he
he
just a fan?
he tweeted. He was like, all the critics got it wrong about The House, and I was like, fucking right, Chance the Rapper. You should hang out. So if you're listening, Phantom Thread.
I wanna see that.
This is another Netflix movie that no one saw because it was barely promoted. It's called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it stars Elijah Wood.
I love that was my first crush because he played Huck Finn.
Oh,
My
Frodo
first,
Baggins.
my first celebrity crush.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, he's very
and
good in
Sam.
this movie. Huck and Sam. Yeah, yeah.
Huck and Sam.
So go watch this movie. It's great. It should be in the conversation, but nobody has seen it.
It's good that Netflix movies are finally, originals are
Yes.
starting to get nominated.
Yeah,
with, like,
yeah.
Mudbound and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it'll start happening.
I don't feel at home in this world anymore. It's great, and you can sympathize with it. And
Also, there are nunchucks. Am I not mistaken?
yes, there are. I believe it's been a
Good.
while since I've seen. Been a while.
It's been.
And finally, my last honorable
I know what it
mention.
is. I know what it is.
You want to say it together?
Yeah.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Jumanji,
Jumanji.
baby. Are
Oh
you?
shit! That came out in 2017.
Yes, Jumanji is so fun. Tong and I saw it last
Yeah.
week or something like that, and
Yeah, I
we
saw
just
it 2 weeks
laughed.
ago. It's so good.
We laughed our asses off.
It's
It was
so it's so unexpectedly
All right.
good.
I'll write
It's
it down.
ridiculous.
Yeah, Sarah, see that.
It's so
really good.
classic family adventure movie. Jack Black is incredible.
Yeah.
He's playing himself, but filtered through a teenage girl. So he's playing a teenage girl, but he's himself, and it's just like this awesome. Oh my god, it's so funny.
It's funny. It's fun, and it's nothing like the original Jumanji. In
Right.
A big way.
I know this is sacrilege, but I was telling somebody I think I enjoyed this Jumanji more than I did original Jumanji when I was young, and I
Yeah.
love Jumanji.
yeah.
It's good.
But
It's
this
really
one
good.
is
It's on my list.
Really good.
It's really
It's got
fun.
Wanna go
awesome,
watch it right now?
cool stuff with the script writing where things come back that you didn't expect, and it's awesome. It's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great. Jumanji.
All right, we're getting to the end here. I'm just gonna do a quick shout out for the last bit of here. Everything's been mentioned, but here we go. I don't have to give extra information about it. But I like Guardians 2. I like Spider-Man, Thor Ragnarok, Jumanji, Disaster Artist, Lego Batman, John Wick 2.
Yeah.
Was fun. Billboards, Lost City of Zed. I thought was really great. Last Jedi, War for the Planet of the Apes, and surprisingly, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
That was really nice.
Tale as old as time.
That was really nice. We finally did it, guys. We made it. It's so
Yes.
late.
Oh my God, it is
This happened.
4:30 in the morning.
And we got to do another podcast after this.
Yeah.
Taylor, thanks for being here. Do you have any plugs or other things you're excited about? Movies, TV, whatever.
Yeah, I don't really have any plugs, but I have only recently started watching the revival of Queer Eye on Netflix, and
cool.
everybody needs to watch
Really
this.
cool.
It is phenomenal. It's so good. It's
looked
just they
interesting.
make over a different person every time, but
Nice.
I mean, they make the person look great, but it's just the show's just about building people's confidence, being comfortable in your own skin, and it's so uplifting and feel good and inspirational. It's really good, and it's a nice break from the drudge that is this world right now. It's
Good plug.
Sick.
Plug, bro. Sarah, you made it. We didn't think you would, but you
I
freaking
didn't
made
think so
it.
either. I didn't
Yay.
think so either.
This is like all a
Sarah
dream
fan.
to you right now. You're that
Did
tired.
this even happen? No, thanks for having me. Nice to meet you, Taylor. And
Yeah, you too.
Sarah, do you have anything going on you want to plug at all? Or?
Got some stuff coming up. Got to keep it super secret. Right
You got to?
now.
Okay.
But
I need-
so I'll just drop that little.
That's
Gotta
What's
come
the-
back.
that?
You'll have to come back and
You'll have to
Yeah.
come back.
But yeah, thanks. This was what was great. This is great.
What podcast did
I
we
was
just
gonna
do?
say, wait, what did we just talk about? Yeah.
Leslie Cserepy, he's here.
Hey guys,
What do you have?
Follow my improv group, Outtake Improv, at www.outtakeimprov.com and Outtake Improv at all the social media outlets. Follow me on Instagram at Leslie Cserepy, and I'd like to plug becoming an organ donor. Become an organ donor. It's a cool thing you can do, and it takes
Great.
very little effort. And I am one, and I think you should all be one too, because you could save a life. Become an organ donor.
keep your hands off my pancreas.
Yeah,
Damn it,
he's
didn't
looking-
work.
It looks like he's looking at my liver right now. Okay, stop drooling.
He keeps grabbing your sides and squeezing.
Stop
shit.
tickling me, man.
Get over here. Get over here. Get over here, kid.
And for me, we actually have when this episode releases, we're going to be performing at the Ottawa Improv Festival for
That's
the
right.
Improv
Yes, we are.
Punch Up.
Right.
It's going to be great. From March 1st to the 3rd, we're performing on
March 2nd.
March 2nd, the Friday night, the late night show. It's going to be great. It's going to be our very first live show in front of an audience. So should be exciting. Hopefully,
wait.
cross my fingers, no technical difficulties. But you know what? It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
You
either
got
way.
this.
Fine.
You got this.
And everyone else, have a happy Oscar viewing party or whatever. Tell us your favorite movies at rankedатpodcavern.com. And just watch some movies. They're good. Movies are good.
Movies are good. Movies are good.
Movies are good. And we're excited to do more ranked.
Yeah.
10 more years.
10 more years.
11 years. That's the
10
magic
more
we get.
years.
10
more
more
years.
years.
All right. Let's get out of here. Jared Leto, you want to take us out?
Yeah, I do. I'm back to my old voice. It's me. Did I miss the list?
I like Taylor's Jared Leto better.
Hey, we can all get along. We're all Jared Leto inside. Deep
John C.
down.
Reilly?
Okay, let's get out of here. Bye,
Whoa,
everyone.
That's kind of crazy.